Mr. Prime Time. So, well, that's 2 cans. So I just want to say hello to everybody. That's 3 cans. I just want to say hello. It's been a little bit.
This is sad. Can I just give a quick toast to honor Sam Darnold for at least the last 3 years, putting up with all the bullshit he put up with, never being, the kind of person that Jamal was, never asking out, never asking for the easy way out. He always tried to embrace as difficult as we made it on him. So for that, I respect the fuck out of Sam Darnold. And I still think this is a sad day because ultimately it's the culmination of 3 years of complete failure around him. This isn't even about debating whether or not, the Jets should keep Sam or not, or, what he could be. This is acknowledging that for 3 years, every single person that was put in charge of developing this kid and making him a better player fucking failed at their job. And so for that reason alone, like, for me, this day isn't about celebrating. I understand a lot of people are happy. Yes, we're getting our quarterback at 2, so that's all fine. It's a clean slate, an opportunity to move on, but it's still ultimately the culmination of 3 years of complete failure for me. So how you doing?
No, dude, listen, man. First of all, hello, everybody. It's been a little while. I personally want to thank everybody that reached out to me. I definitely appreciate that. It's been a little rough week or so. So everybody, listen, man, football is an escape from reality. And it is, it's exactly what it is. And everybody reached out and talked to me. I definitely appreciate it. It's been a rough little week. So this is, it's a big trade. It's bold. It's, depending on which side you're on. But I will say this, I'm with you, Primetime. Sam Darnold walked into a hornet's nest, dealt with absolute bullshit for 3 years, and was a class act the entire way. Good kid, excellent talent, all these different things. And I wish nothing but the best, dude. I don't have ill will towards Sam Darnold. I don't think he failed the Jets. I don't think he failed us. I think they threw him into bullshit and he dealt with bullshit. And he did, unfortunately, it didn't work out. And if I'm being consistent, it's saying, listen, you know what? A change of scenery is best. He went to an NFC team with a very good coordinator, Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey. You know what? I hope he lights it up, dude. Yeah. I genuinely do. The thing that I kind of predicted this, but what I'm happy about is we were getting a little bit nervous saying, listen, what is his compensation going to be? Did the market dwindle?
Yep.
And some people are saying, you know what, dude, I'd be so happy to get a 3rd round pick. I'd be so happy to get that. If we get that, dude, we're golden. We got more than that. So Joe Douglas, he salvaged something out of it. And as an organization, what you're doing is this is a true restart, dude. New coach, new coordinator, new offense, new quarterback, and you hope it works out. And that's
so. I'll completely agree with you as far as just being happy for Sam, finally getting out of this mess, having an opportunity with a good coach like Matt Rule, a familiar face with Robbie Anderson, a good system over there. He's got a weapon in with McCaffrey. Yeah, I mean, that's the perfect landing spot for him, if we're being honest. So if we were a Sam Darnold fan and you want to see his career, kind of get to that next level, that's where you want him to go. And I personally wish him nothing but the best because, like you said, he never did anything wrong during his time here. I mean, we can critique, certain plays here and there, him not advancing to that next level that we wanted him to be as a franchise quarterback. And there are a lot of reasons for that ultimately. But if we're being honest now's the true test for Joe Douglas. Like we talked about the pressure if Sam Darnold came back. Now look at the pressure that this number 2 pick is going to have. You've got to be better than Sam Darnold, and you've got to be better than whoever is picked at number 3, going to the San Francisco 49ers in a much better situation. And, wherever Trey Lance goes, you got to be better than all those guys. Well, so for Joe Douglas, I mean, he already turned down multiple 1st-round picks, and now he just shipped out a young quarterback. So he is saying whoever he's taken at number 2, this guy is exponentially better than what I just got rid of.
Yeah, and he also witnessed firsthand how you can destroy young quarterback.
He was a part of it.
Yep, he was. So now it's okay, you saw firsthand how you can have no offensive line, no playmakers, offensive, terrible play calling, all those different things. So now it's show us all the ways that you're going to counteract that and show how you're going to build around your young quarterback. Your number 2 pick, listen, and I give him credit for listening. I kept saying, make your bold move. There was this notion the last few days where listen, draft your quarterback at 2 and keep Sam Darnold. No, fuck that. You double down. Either you want to keep Sam and build around Sam, or you draft the quarterback and build around them. There's no in-betweens here. You can't play to halfway. He made his choice, but now it's okay, you made your choice. Now build around and don't fuck it up. Yeah. Because, like, listen, Sam's talent's undisputed, dude. Like, we all agree he has a tremendous amount of talent. Zach Wilson could have talent, Justin Fields, whoever the fuck it is. Like, and tonight's not about Fields or Wilson or Lance. Tonight's about, okay, you've now decided as an organization, we're taking a quarterback. Cool. How are you building around it? And what is the environment for them to succeed? And first of all, offensive line, not done in the offseason so far. And then it's playmakers. So now it's all these comments. But listen, I give Joe Douglas credit. If he didn't draft Arnold, right? Yeah. Saleh wants to come in. You want a clean slate? Good. Prime time.
I was just going to say, I mean, if you were going to trade Sam Darnold, I mean, you know, if you were going to wait, I was going to say, if you were going to wait until, you know, training camp and have that quarterback competition, it would only be because you weren't getting the value. So I think at this point, you know, obviously you're only getting a 6th round pick this year, but a 2 and a 4 next year to build around your new quarterback. I guess that was tempting enough. But for Joe Douglas, he couldn't risk bringing Sam Darnold into a quarterback competition, because if somehow Darnold won that, how do you justify that pick now? And then, like you said in your video, I mean, you're ultimately trading that pick for pennies on the dollar if you keep Sam. Yep. The only upside would be, okay, maybe you have a team that has an injury at quarterback and you get a little bit more than you thought. But at this point, dude, for a 2nd and a 4th, I mean, you're probably not getting more than that. So
let's see. So we got here. Hope you're good, Tyson. I'm just glad we won't go to the draft with quarterback drama between Sam and whoever we draft. Listen,
that's one thing we can agree on.
Yeah,
just
listen,
having the debates over with.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm glad the debates are over with. Now it's a matter of like who you want, Wilson or Fields. But now it's like the New York Jets have a direction. Joe Douglas has put his hat down and said, listen, man, I know what I want to do. I have my own conviction of who I want. And here we go. And now I got to build around him, have the offense. And if we're going to be honest about this, Salah's involved in this too. And so is LaFleur. But listen, we came in here and can I talk some shit now or no?
I've been waiting for you to talk shit for like the last 4 weeks. I'm the only one that's getting yelled at.
Not to you, but now it's like, well, Joe Douglas said in his press conference that he won't do this. And Corey Davis said in his press conference, he came to New York to play with Sam Darnold. Wow. So now all these motherfuckers that talk shit to me for the last 3 weeks, you're welcome. Because now you realize that what people say in press conferences don't mean shit. Read the tea leaves. So here we are. And now it's like the New York Jets are resetting everything. The general manager didn't pick the quarterback. The head coach didn't pick the quarterback. They are starting fresh. New coach, new coordinator, new offense, new quarterback. We're rebuilding. And now the spotlight is square right on Joe Douglas's fucking head. Because listen, man, this offseason, you've done nothing with the offensive line. So if you're going to double down with Van Roten and Alex Lewis and McGovern, well, good for you.
That's the part that scares me, though, is that.
But he's got no excuses, dude.
No. The fact that we're right back now in the same position that we were in 3 years ago, where Darnold fell into our lap, we were thanking the football gods that the best quarterback, the consensus best quarterback in the draft, fell into our lap. And look what we did after that.
Yeah, but here's the difference, though. There's a big difference.
It's a reset. It's a different coach, different offensive system, different GM. I totally understand that. But at the same time, we're still pinning our hopes on another rookie quarterback.
No, but listen, I respect the unknown, the lottery ticket of a draft pick. Yep. But Joe Douglas had all of last year to sit there and watch horrific football. So he had time to evaluate quarterbacks, evaluate offensive linemen, and evaluate receivers and say, listen, this is obviously not working. This head coach is a fucking clown. It's not going to work. So we're going to hire a new coach, whoever it is. And my vision is this. This is what my blueprint is. So as of right now, his blueprint is what? Bring back the same offensive line as last year? Okay. Listen, but now it's like we saw firsthand how it doesn't work. So show us this year how it's going to work, because now you're putting your name on the line with a number 2 pick in the draft. And bingo. Yep. I guess it's Zach Wilson. I have no idea. But okay, but whatever. So you take him, don't walk him into a situation where he's running for his life, nobody's open, or nobody's what they're doing. Like, you have to, like there's a lot of, dude, to me, there's more pressure on Joe Douglas than the coaching staff, because it's on him now, dude. You've made the decision to ship out the quarterback and bring in your own quarterback. Okay. So A, he's got to be good, and B, no excuses. No excuses everywhere, because you had nothing but time and resources, dude. Salary cap space and draft picks. The salary cap space you didn't spend on fucking offensive weapons. Yes, you got Cole and Davis. Offensive line is still a concern. And Tevin Coleman, obviously. But, dude, this is on him, dude. This is his blueprint, his plan. I don't want to be here 2 years from now and be like, well, they really didn't give Zach Wilson the guys they need. Bullshit, dude. He's had actually a year and a half to figure this out.
No, I mean, he's already walking into it. I mean, look at what Sam Darnold walked into. He walked into a situation with a head coach on the hot seat, an offensive coordinator that was just out of football for I don't know how many years. And then in year 2, you make him learn a new system led by Gase and Loggins. By year 3, you take away Robbie Anderson. You gave him Spencer Long and Ryan Khalil at center the first 2 years. I mean, what exactly did you do for him? So yes, learn from those mistakes. Don't do those same things with Zach Wilson so that we're not in the same situation 2 years from now, wondering what if, what could have been. But yeah, I mean, I just, to this point, it's hard to trust what Joe Douglas is. I want to, I see the plan. I see that it's a plan that's building through the draft, but you have to hit on the picks. And if we're judging just by last year, you have 2 good picks in the first 2 rounds, but 2 players that still need to prove that they can be on the field, and then a lot of unknowns. So we're pinning a lot of hopes right now in him not only nailing the quarterback pick, but then being able to build an offensive line through the mid rounds, maybe find a weapon or 2, find a corner or 2. Like, there's a lot of work to be done on this roster. So yes, it's a complete teardown. It's a complete rebuild. I'll be patient with the quarterback, but to say that I'm confident that they're going to get it right, I'm not at this point. I want to be. I'll eventually buy in, but.
Yeah, no. And the other thing too is that, if we're being completely honest, is that the backup quarterback spot now more than ever is important for this team. James Morgan, you cannot walk into the season with Zach Wilson and James Morgan as your 1 and 2 quarterbacks. You can't. So you need a prominent veteran or an experienced veteran behind Zach Wilson or whoever it is to help you install your offense and get shit going. Especially, guess what? Is Zach Wilson's not ready, dude. Because the last thing you want to do is throw some kid out there that's fucking in over his head in the New York market. Be like, okay, you know what? Go figure it out. That can't work. So this is another interesting situation where it's like, is Alex Smith the guy? Is it Nick Mullins? But
that was going to be my argument tonight for keeping Darnold.
No,
in case you draft a kid and he's not ready, then you play Sam, you let him up the trade value a little bit. But then, like I said, if that does happen, though, if your rookie quarterback doesn't beat out Darnold, then, like I said, Douglas can't justify that pick because by picking a quarterback too, you're saying this guy right away is significantly better than Darnold. By turning down all those draft picks and whatever offensive player you could get, you're saying that this guy is that much better. So if he doesn't win a quarterback competition, you're fucked. Yeah, exactly. So
that was my first thought today, dude. I'm like, you can't keep both of them because if you have number two pick in the draft sitting on the bench, it's like, what are you doing here? You guys are clowns. So
and it's not that you can't draft a quarterback and have him sit. I mean, the Chiefs did it with Mahomes. He sat for the first 14 games of his rookie year. So it's not that it can't be done. Pennington sat for a little over 2 years before he played.
Yep.
But when you have a guy in-house and you're saying, all right, the guy that I'm taking now is that much better, well, he should be ready to play right away.
And this comment right here is the summary of the New York Jets. This is it. We could have had Matt Rule, and they chose Adam Gase. No. And of course, you could have Sam, Robbie, and Rule. You absolutely correct. You could have that. And this is the aftermath of every decision you make is this right here. That's it. You could have had Matt Rule, and you could have had all these different things. The Jets chose Gase, and look at the aftermath of that. The worst team in football. You destroyed your quarterback, and now we're completely rebuilding and resetting and taking a chance on Zach Wilson. And here's the thing that I'll be consistent with this is, listen, I don't have a hot take. Like, I think Zach Wilson's a good quarterback. I honestly like Justin Fields. I really do. I like him a lot, probably more than other people do. But neither one of them are a foregone conclusion. Say, you know what? These are Pro Bowl starters. These are our franchise quarterbacks. There's a tremendous amount of risk. There's no, you can't guarantee anything. So right now the Jets taking a risk. Okay, we're going to move on from Darnold, and we're going to try one of these guys. And there's no guarantees. You put them in the best spot you can to succeed and see what happens. And then you got to hope this coaching staff is the right coaching staff. There's I'm not listen, I'm excited about a lot of opportunities, but to say that, we're going in the right direction, this organization as a whole, from top to bottom, has a lot to prove, man. A lot.
Like I was saying earlier, though, I think there's so much pressure on this pick, not just to play well, not just to be good, but to be great.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, dude, between Darnold and the next 3 quarterbacks that are off the board, this guy's got to outplay them all. And he's not exactly coming into a great situation right now. I mean, we've talked about the offensive line already. The receivers, okay, they're a little bit better. Tight end, we're not really sure what Herndon is. Running back, we still have plenty of questions there. I mean, whoever goes 3, I mean, assuming it's probably Fields or maybe even Mac Jones, I mean, they're walking into a win-now situation with that Niners team and that offense. So he's already up against it from that perspective. And then, Darnold in the same perspective, he's kind of getting a good coach, good weapons there. And this kid's got to.
Like, I wish Sam nothing but the best, man. I do. I want to see him do well. He's in the NFC, even better. The Panthers makes a lot of sense. Like, I guess we can talk about compensation, and we'll give the link out and talk about things. The compensation to me, I think, is funny because, I've been kind of active on Twitter lately because I'm just been in a bad mood. And people, I'm like, people are like complaining today. And I'm like, you're the same people that were like, dude, just give me anything. Give me a 3rd round pick. We move on. We're fine. Not only did you not get a 3rd round pick, yes, this year's compensation is not what you want. Next year's compensation as a team rebuilding is more than I expected, dude, to be honest with you. A 2nd and a 4th round pick, this is not an anti-Sam thing. This is just like in terms of worst case scenario, we have a quarterback we don't want. What can we get after we watched Washington and Chicago and everybody else make moves? The 6th round pick, whatever. 2nd and a 4th round pick, dude, that's got some value to me. That's like, that's a 2nd round pick is good, dude. That's right. Like, what do you think?
If you would have told me that I had to trade Sam Darnold, that it was a given that the Jets are taking a quarterback at 2, you have to take the best offer, and you told me a 2nd round pick's on the table from Carolina, I would probably take that. And then you tell me I'm also getting a 6th round pick this year and a 4th next year. That's decent offer. I'm not going to knock the compensation for that.
No,
as much as I didn't want to trade him. Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair given what the market kind of dwindled down to eventually.
Yeah. I don't have like any of these hot takes like, oh, this compensation is bullshit. Nothing like that. I'm like, dude, the compensation, like, it's more than I expected based on how this all season played out, which I didn't agree with half of it, but it's more than I thought. And the Panthers, they made a lot of sense because at number 8, they're not going to get nobody there, dude. I think quarterbacks will probably be the first 4 picks in this draft, to be honest with you. So they're going to be like, at number 8, we're probably not get the guy we want. Would you rather pick a guy at 8 that you don't want, or, give up some draft picks next year to get a guy you take a chance on and try to rebuild them? And that's the other thing that, I think I went after Dan Orlovsky tonight a little bit, but whatever. Dude, I have not been in a good mood, dude. But
don't go after my boy.
I don't care. The thing is, listen, if you're a new head coach and you're a new coordinator, do you want to inherit a quarterback that's been struggling, or do you want your own quarterback that you pick yourself and say, you know what, this is the guy I think I can mold and I can teach him the ways of the world of the NFL. And
I've always understood that argument, but like I've said, the gap has to be so big for you to say I'm going quarterback here, because when you look at the roster right now, how many building blocks do we legitimately have? I mean, we have that conversation all the time.
Yep,
under 5. I mean, Becton and Quinnen, and then maybe Mims, and who else exactly? It's a lot of unknowns. Not a lot of game changers, not a lot of impact players, especially at premium positions. So we need a lot of draft resources. And so to turn down multiple 1st round picks and more, you're saying this quarterback is a lot better than what you have. And so I just hope it's true. I'd much rather be wrong and see the Jets win. So I hope to be wrong on this one.
And it's funny because and then I'm looking at this. Wilson better be a star. Wilson better be. Wilson. Well, should I have the wrong one? Oh, my bad. There's this right here. Better be in the running for Rookie of the Year. The expectation is going to be interesting, man. Rumor is Salah wanted to keep Sam. Yeah, I'm not buying any.
Imagine that.
Dude, I'm not.
There was a rumor that I did see, like I think it was a couple weeks ago, that Salah was in favor of keeping Darnold. I don't know how true it is, but
yeah, I mean, I think my personal, my opinion is that I think when he interviewed for the job, he had his vision like, listen, this is what my offense can bring. This is what what quarterback it will suit, whatever else. I can't honestly, up until like today, this trade, I've lost interest in all the bullshit with all the rumors and the stories and the speculation and the scrutiny. Dude, to me, it's boring because 95% of this stuff is bullshit. Like, you can't believe anybody. Like, everybody is so desperate for clicks and likes and everything else because they have 3 more weeks of the draft and there's nothing else to talk about. The NFL, for the most part, is dead because the Jaguars are Trevor Lawrence and the Jets are the X factor. After that, like, we're the biggest talking point because after that, the draft is boring, right? Yep. Number 3 pick, the Jets' decision determined so many different things. So, like, we're a hot topic. And it's boring. Like, I've lost interest, to be honest with you. Like, I can't, like, people send me links and videos and this, and like, I can give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, I have no interest, dude, at all.
I'll be honest. I was starting to get my hopes up just a little bit about the idea of Darnold coming to camp, but
I know you were.
What it is. It is what it is.
So we shared the link.
I just hope we don't regret this.
See, Sam, unlike you, I'm classy. I'm classy. I've wished you luck. I wish you good fortune. I wish you a Pro Bowl year next year. Do well in Carolina. There's nothing wrong,
You
man.
don't want to see him go to the Pro Bowl. You know
Why not? I don't care. It doesn't listen. But you know what though? What if Zach Wilson does? So listen, man. I don't have all this ill will.
But if they're both Pro Bowlers, then why'd you trade one when you could have had 2 extra first rounders?
I didn't do shit. Joe Douglas did that.
Here we go.
So we're sticking with Ficken. So we'll do is we'll go to callers and we'll see what happens.
Some kicker talk tonight.
So prime time, I will give you the choice. Today's a rough day for you. You know what the funny thing is? When the announcement came out, I got more messages about you than anything else. They're like, "How's your friend? How's prime time?" Like, it wasn't like, "Hey man, that's a pretty good tweet." No, fuck my tweets. It was all about you and how you were doing. So
you want me to tell you the worst way to start a baseball practice? Getting news that you just lost your quarterback. Just devastated me. It was good being out though. Nice weather. So at least I was out.
It's been beautiful, man.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want, I'll give you the choice. You have all the choices tonight. Do you want bad callers, mediocre callers, or good callers to start the show?
I feel like I need something good, like something positive, just to like get things started.
All right.
Get started on a bad note.
So we're gonna go to Jack. What's up, Jack?
What's up, guys? It's been a sad day today.
Why are you sad, man?
How are you coping, man? How are you getting through it?
I mean, I'm sad, but you know, now we just got to move on, and I hope Sam the best in Carolina with Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, a better offensive line.
Are you going to make a video talking about how Sam Darnold is going to be good in Carolina, or is that not good enough for your channel?
I mean, Sam Darnold's going to be better than Zach Wilson, so.
Based on what?
Just based on anything.
Are you going to make a video about that?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
To be fair, it would not surprise me at all as a rookie if Darnold outplays.
Now Zach we move Wilson. On and we get
considering what he's walking into.
So Jack, now that your favorite player is off the Jets, are you still a Jets fan?
100%. I'm still a Jets fan because now we just got to move on. But now the second favorite team is the Carolina Panthers.
Okay, so then when are you going to do a video? So now that Sam's gone, you have to embrace the next quarterback of the Jets. Are you going to make a positive video about Zach Wilson, or are you going to be like real critical of him?
I don't want Zach Wilson. I want Justin Fields as my quarterback.
Okay, and why is that?
I just think he has a better upside than Zach Wilson because, like Primetime says, nobody knew Zach Wilson 5 months ago.
Okay, but that's not good enough for me. A better upside doesn't mean shit to me. So give me some actual detailed analysis of why you, Jack Newell, think that Justin Fields is better than Zach Wilson.
Just he ran 40-yard dash. He's a good, better mobile quarterback than Wilson. He's actually faced higher seeded teams in college than Zach Wilson. We don't know what Zach Wilson would have done versus Clemson or any of those teams, right?
That's a very good answer.
And then I just find Justin Fields to be better.
So what about arm talent? What about mobility in the pocket?
What about arm talent or arm strength?
No. We're just gonna these are Jack's questions here. What about quick release?
I was just making sure he understood what he was at.
I get. Fields has the worst reads, but I mean,
no, I didn't ask about reads though. Arm talent, mobility in the pocket, and quick release. Three things.
Give me Fields 100% on all three of those. Because Fields is faster. Fields is faster.
I didn't say faster, dude. I didn't talk about running a sprint.
In the pocket. That's better mobile in the pocket, is it not?
No, straight line speed has nothing to do with mobility in the pocket.
I mean, it kind of does, but
no, it actually kind of does.
He's more elusive.
Do you want me to give you a lecture on footwork, or do you have time? I can give you a lecture on footwork and sprinting. Do you want to go through this now, or do you want to do it later?
It's up to you.
I mean, listen, if you want to learn how to evaluate quarterbacks, I can help you out, man. Primetime, do you want to help him? What sprinting is, mobility in the pocket? Do you want to discuss this now, or?
I mean, he used the word elusive. I like the word elusive.
Yeah, but he couldn't explain it.
I think he was about to.
Yeah. He's better. Like he can do more in the pocket. Like he, and then again in the Clemson, was it versus Clemson where he took that big hit?
Are you asking or are you telling me?
He's telling you.
I'm telling you.
It was against Clemson.
Well, yes. He's like, was it against Clemson? Like you say, was it? Like you got you.
No, he was thinking out loud.
Exactly.
He was thinking out loud. I know how you think, Jack. Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. Thank you, Prime Time.
Yeah, you should think quietly.
Damn, Tyson.
I mean, I'm letting you have the platform here, man. You have all these people on hold, but giving you a platform, and you're not really giving me anything.
He got right up after that hit in the ribs, took a few plays off, comes right back in, and he's still injured. Like, that's my quarterback that I want. And right now, I know it's like
well, Sam Darnold did that. That's cool. So then
James Morgan's our QB1 right now. So I'm gonna fight for James Morgan until we draft a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. So now you just said James.
I'm joking about that. No, James Morgan can go.
All right. So now that we got through that, we're gonna bring on Ghost Pepper. What's up, man?
Hold on, sorry, Prime. Somebody in your video requested me to play this music for prime time.
Better not be no sad shit.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Somebody requested.
What is it? What is it?
I had no idea.
You're my God to thee. From Titanic.
What was it?
It was Titanic, I guess.
Oh.
You know what? I'd be more impressed if you played it on guitar than that shit.
You need a string quartet to play that song properly, and I'm not going to mess with that song. Like, it doesn't sound the same on a guitar. Believe me, I tried. But honestly, I was going to come on here and talk about your first video, but today's trade made that moot.
Okay.
So I'm surprised. I like the trade. It's a good spot for him. You know, the Jets got good compensation. I'm just glad that they got it out of the way now, so that everybody can, you know, like all the people in the Darnold camp can get it out of their system.
Who gives a fuck what time it is, dude? It's about the compensation. Like, I don't give a shit if it happened today or 2 weeks from now. What are your thoughts on the compensation?
I like the compensation to get a second, a fourth, and a sixth this year. A second and a fourth next year, and a sixth this year is pretty good. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I bet you that sixth pick is probably going to end up being our kicker for the next 7 to 12 years.
Are we talking kickers?
I can
so now that we know it's going to be a quarterback at 2, do you have any guys in mind that you're targeting at 23 and 34 to actually start building around your quarterback?
Well, it depends on where the board falls. If one of the better corners is available around 23, because I think you'll be able to get one of Davis or Humphreys at 34. You'll definitely be able to get one of the two at 34. If one of the better corners is at 23, I'll take one of the corners. I can't think of their names off the top of my head. But if one of them is not there, then I'll take one of Wyatt Davis, or in the rare possibility Elijah Vera Tucker somehow falls there, yeah, I grab him there.
So, Vince, I had a question for you. Do you give Joe Douglas credit for making this power move, moving on from Sam Darnold and putting his name behind number 2 pick in the draft and getting his own quarterback?
Yeah, I do. I think he's putting his vision in place. And look, sometimes it hasn't worked out. I think last year
work out.
I know. I think last year's. I think you really can't judge last year's draft class. I do think they were heavily mismanaged by the incompetence of Gase.
That's fair.
Okay.
I think you got to give draft class generally 2 or 3 years to properly evaluate them.
Okay, I will agree to a point, but how do you have an offensive lineman that you draft that you don't play the entire season?
I have no idea. That one's on the coaching staff. That one, they decide who plays.
Okay, so we're gonna blame that on Adam Gase. So then, what is your plan for the backup quarterback?
Honestly, it's probably either Nick Mullins or Alex Smith.
Now, if you're Alex Smith, why would you want to come here when you know that you're playing on biding time here? Like you're going to play what, 5-6 games?
What other job is he going to get?
I'm just asking questions.
Well, I'm just saying, what's his best chance to maybe get a starting job by competing against a rookie or going somewhere else where he's only going to be a backup to somebody else that's the solidified starter?
given his injury history, and his age, there's probably not many good opportunities for him out there. And it's a very quarterback friendly system here.
What would you offer him to get him to come here?
I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm not good with the whole financial aspect of the NFL. I don't know.
That's right. Neither was McCagnon, man. So we're good. Don't worry about it.
I don't know probably maybe a 1 year, deal, or maybe a couple.
For how
million.
much?
I don't know.
How
Maybe
much?
around maybe 3 to 5. I don't know. I'm not good with contracts. I told you.
So let's get down to the serious shit here now. So what happened to Ghost Peppers, man? Because I think, don't you owe us something?
I do. I got a gross. I've been saving them up for the baseball season. Make salsa for baseball season.
Wait, what? Since when does salsa go with baseball season?
I like having.
I've never heard that connection.
You can have salsa for whatever sport you want. Is there
baseball season? I think of sunflower seeds. I think of Big League Chew. I don't think of. What do I know?
You can have whatever snack what you want with whatever sport.
All right, I guess salsa it is.
So, are you doing a ghost pepper right now? What are we doing?
No, I don't actually have a ghost pepper ready.
Fuck?
I freeze them to keep them fresh. They've been in the freezer for maybe.
So wait, so prime time, he owes us this, right? Doesn't he owe us this?
So now he's got to do 2 at the same time next time he comes on.
Oh no, that I'm not. No, that will.
We really don't care.
I mean, if it's gonna get views, then no.
All right, man. Well, Vincent, where are your dogs at, man? Let me get this straight. You called in no fucking guitars, no ghost peppers, and no fucking dogs. What are we doing?
I could pull out a guitar if you want.
We're good.
I think it's like I could pull out a dog.
It's right there.
No. Listen, we're okay.
This is amateur hour shit. This is a big show. Everybody's all excited about this, and now we got Jack was horrible.
All I got was somebody requested me to play the music from Titanic for prime time.
Yeah, but to play it, like literally play it on your guitar, dude. Not play some goddamn CD.
I'm not gonna learn that song on guitar.
No, you're out. I don't care. You're out. Goodbye.
Right.
Just
have a good night, man.
Shit. Oh, man. So prime time. I take a week off of this shit, and this is what we come back to. What are we doing? I'm not even angry, man. It's just
angrier than me, which is a surprise.
Dude, I don't know what. What do you want? What do you guys want from me, man? I don't know what you want. So we're gonna go to all right, prime time. Do you want a good caller or bad caller?
We need a good caller. We need the best we have.
The best? Well, that's a lot, man. That's very well. You know what? I'm gonna go to
something guaranteed.
I'm gonna go to Old Reliable, our music director. Somebody I have faith in.
Yes.
Elias, what's up, man?
I'm a good caller. That's all I want to hear.
I don't have faith in Elias. I don't have faith in Elias.
Why? Because I'm not.
Although you do have your Met hat on, so I'll give you that.
Dude, he played like 40 songs the last stream.
Yeah, I'm watching the game right now. We're up 2-0, feeling good. 4th place Phillies, they're down.
You see, you see Stanton's bomb? That was
that was crazy.
Yep.
I don't know if he had a good bat.
Oh, he's not hurt yet.
I know. My friend April fools me. He told me he was hurt.
Wait. Is a Sam Darnold fan making injury jokes? Seriously?
That's a low blow. That's not necessary tonight.
But that wasn't needed tonight. No Darnold rap anymore. What's up with that, man?
Yeah, a rap battle without.
I think that's why I couldn't find the motivation to come up with the lyrics, because like every time I would try to get pen to pad, it was just like, man, I know this guy's gone.
How about a farewell?
I do have something in mind. Stay tuned. Also, I'm not going to give it away, but stay tuned.
A farewell rap would be brilliant.
When am I supposed to be doing the?
Like a diss track?
Aren't I supposed to be doing a guitar battle here sometime?
Yes, you are. With Tim.
With Tim, right?
Yep.
That'll be good.
All right, Tim, reach out to me. Find a time or whatnot.
All right, so Elias, let's cut to the shit here. What are your thoughts on the compensation for Sam Darnold?
I thought it was good, man. I was starting to get word it might go down to a 3rd-round pick. So, you don't get much this year. You only get your 6th-round pick. But next year you get a 2 and you get a 4. So it's a lot more value than I expected, which was nice to see that. So, yeah.
Is it more than you expected?
Yes. I thought we were just going to get like a 3rd round pick and maybe like that, maybe a conditional 3rd that can turn into a 2nd or something like that. So yeah, I mean, it would have been nice, of course, to get a higher pick this year, but I'm cool with it all around.
When do you want to battle Tim in your guitar battle?
I'm pretty busy this week, so maybe sometime next week. Are you guys doing hey, I got this big music project. I got to finish
We
up.
can make it part of like our pre-draft show.
Yeah.
If you want to do
That'd
that.
be cool, yeah. Was that
Right?
3 weeks, right?
Yeah, a little over 3 weeks.
We'll make it part of like our pre-game show for the draft. We can do that.
Sweet.
That'd be dope.
All right. So
Yeah.
my next question is, so they got good compensation. What are your thoughts on Joe Douglas making this move? Do you think you're giving him credit for it, that he kind of doubled down and say, you know what, I want to get my quarterback? Is it like a bold move from him, or what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I don't know if I would say it's the most bold, because I think it was pretty expected. I think you said it best. It's kind of a big organizational reset in a way.
Yep.
You know, all Douglas has 5 years left. Saleh's got 5 years. The quarterback's going to have 5 years. So everyone on the same timeline, kind of, not any arranged marriages or anything. So I think he showed it that, hey, this is my team now. The stupid, bogus old reporting structure is gone with the triangle reporting the owners, that nonsense, that's gone. So, I think, he's proven that this is his team now. So yeah, I think it's a decently bold move, but I think it was pretty much expected.
Prime time, your thoughts?
I think it's bold because he's putting his name on a quarterback now, and this is his only shot to get it right. You're taking a quarterback at pick 2. You don't get a chance to take another quarterback again. You just shipped the guy out of town that was the 3rd overall pick 3 years ago. You're saying he's not good enough, so you're putting your name next to this guy. So yeah, it's absolutely a bold move considering what they could have gotten a trade, whether they still would have, tried to develop Sam. I mean, he's going all in on whether it's Wilson or Fields. I think it's probably going to be Wilson. He's going all in on his guy. So I hope it's going to be right. Again, like I would love to be wrong on this. I've had other quarterbacks I've liked before. They've all turned out like shit. So the one guy I don't like, he'll probably turn out to be a stud. Let's hope so. But for right now, I'm not a huge fan of the move. I think they did get good compensation, but
yeah, I think the compensation is better than I thought it was going to be. And Elias, my question is this: what is reasonable expectations for this quarterback this year? And the problem I have already is people are like, oh, he's got to be this, he's got to be that. I'm like, dude, like, are you going to preach patience in year 1?
Yeah, I think he needs to play. I don't want him to sit the entire year. If
me too.
A bit. I'd even be cool with him playing week 1 if he's ready. It's just not draft day. Oh, he's all right. He's our QB1. Not really a competition. I mean, you bring in a veteran. So I saw you guys talking about, backup quarterback. Someone I haven't seen mentioned, Blake Bortles. Is he good? No, but he's going to be cheap. He has playoff experience, so I could, him or Mullins, but Mullins has got like a
bring in Josh McCown in that case. Jesus Christ,
he's like a coach now with the Texans now, so I don't even know if he'd want to come back. But yeah, you need to bring in a veteran like that who can maybe, if you have to, play a game or two. Or Morgan's ready, which doubt it, but yeah, I don't say, oh, he wasn't this good enough this year. Oh, we got to regret this, because most quarterbacks don't ball out in their rookie year.
Well, I think the one thing that some people are going to do is going to compare, say, Zach Wilson year 1 to Darnold year 4, which is ridiculous. You can't do that. I mean, that's not even like, it's just logistically, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, no. That does not make sense at all. Yeah.
So overall, your mood right now as a Jets fan, man, how do you feel on April 5th?
I'm hyped for the draft. I'm optimistic towards the future. We got some work to do, especially on the offensive line. But, I'm excited to be a fan right now. I'm excited to see what Saleh is going to do. I'm hoping it's Zach Wilson, but even if it's Justin Fields, I'm cool with that too. I like both of them, which is great. You got good options this year.
So if you were a person that was considering season tickets, would you right now buy season tickets for the New York Jets?
Probably not this year, just because I don't think it's going to be.
You're not sold on the vision.
No,
is tailgating allowed?
Not for year 1. Like I said, there's going to be some growing pains, but I mean, it depends on the price. Depends where, if I was living in the area, which I'm not, but I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but maybe.
Elias,
next year, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Joyce, man. We appreciate it.
So have a good night, guys.
You too. All right. Prime time. Do you want to go good or chaos?
Save the chaos for later.
We will go to Afram then. Afram, how are you, man?
That's what I need.
I'm
What's up,
fantastic.
Afram?
How are you guys?
I'm doing great.
That's good.
Been a
See
little
the
better.
montage behind me here? These are all the bad draft picks that the Jets
I
have.
thought those were Sam Darnold highlights.
No, listen.
Too many of them.
Nothing but respect for Sam Darnold and tremendous respect for the conviction that Kevin has put forward. Has not waffled one bit, steady to the course. Let's look at it this way. When we had that shot to draft finally a franchise quarterback that year that we picked Sam, because we had just basically retreads before that. We were so excited. We finally got our guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, unfortunately, the ownership screwed it up. They didn't do anything to help this kid. Let's push that to the side as if it never happened. Just humor me a bit. Would you feel now that you had the number 2 pick, and now you have your chance to get your franchise quarterback? How would you feel?
I'd feel okay.
Right.
Fine.
So exactly, you'd probably feel the same way you did when you had a chance to get your franchise quarterback back in, was it 2017, 2016,
2018. Yep.
2018. So let's look at it that way. The compensation, I have to admit, I have to give credit to Joe Douglas for getting that. No one expected that 3 picks. Now we have 22 total picks in the next 2 years. He's following a plan. This is probably the first GM in a long time that's actually shown that he has a plan forward. We actually have a good coaching staff set up. Appears to be a good coaching staff. Everyone's, I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be fun to see how it develops.
What are your thoughts on the compensation?
I think it's fine. I think it was great. Everyone wants everything this year. You're not going to get everything this year.
Yep.
You're going to build. You're going to have. Look what you got next year. You got 2 number 1s. Now you have 2 number 2s. We don't know what the talent's going to be like. Who knows what lands in our lap next year? Plus we'll have more money next year as well. Depending on
With an increased salary cap too.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is going to bring. I like the fact that the Panthers picked up his 5th-year option, so they're making a commitment with Darnold as well.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
I just got home a little while ago.
Yeah, they picked up his 5th year.
Good.
Quite frankly, you're going to have to thank the fact that this issue with Watson pretty much made a decision for them.
Yep.
Because I know they were trying to build up a package to try to trade. Now it's a risky thing to try to even make a move like that. So we finally had a taker. There's also, I've heard some people have said that maybe the Broncos or the Patriots may try to move up to 8, hoping that maybe one of those quarterbacks, like a Mac Jones or whoever, Trey Lance, might fall at that 8 spot, so they can recoup some of the picks that they gave. Who knows? It's there's a lot of different scenarios that can happen. But listen, I'm looking forward to the draft. I think with 11 picks this year. And who knows if he trades down further down, depending if whoever falls at that point where he doesn't like it, he may trade down and get more picks.
Or you could trade up.
I was just going to say, do you think there's
up.
anybody that he might have in mind that he might want to trade up for, in particular offensive line or some weapons on offense for your new quarterback?
If it was me, I would probably at 23, if from what I'm seeing, and I'm only basing it from what I'm seeing. I'm no Mel Kiper or Todd McShay, but I could see if Creed Humphrey's there at 23, I'd grab Creed Humphrey, start my offensive line with a guy who's ready to play in the NFL. And with 34, I'd go after Wyatt Davis and pick my guard.
I like that.
See,
I like that.
and to be honest
right
with
off
you,
the bat.
See,
I feel like they have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, right now I think like we all have like these golden drafts in our mind where it's like, oh, at 23 we get this, and 34 we get this, and it never plays out like that. Never, because there's always a run on a position that you don't expect, and you're like, all right, now what do we do? Because you don't want to get caught with your hands in your pants. So to me, the compensation you got with this Darnold trade is ammunition to move up if you have to. And listen, Joe Douglas he slow played the free agency at offensive line and at cornerback. So listen, man, if he has to be aggressive, dude, I wouldn't mind it at all. Like I wouldn't mind moving up at all.
I want to see that from him for once.
Yeah.
Show that he can have some conviction, move up, have a target in mind that you want to go and get.
Yep.
I don't think that's a
Be
bad
aggressive.
philosophy at all. Yeah, you got extra picks from Jamal Adams. You got the extra picks from Darnold. I mean, you have an opportunity to move back, if you want to, from some of your other picks, but have somebody in mind that you have some conviction with that you're going to, trade some future assets for and get help now. Help your quarterback now.
No, I agree. I think it all's going to depend on what his coaches are looking for, and if they're collaborating on this, maybe they say, "Hey, look, I really need this guy. Let's see if we can pull it off." I don't suspect Joe is going to be, "Hey, it's my pick. You guys sit back and watch," type of thing. I think he collaborates with his staff at that point.
So do you bring in Alex Smith to be the backup quarterback, like the veteran presence in the quarterback in the quarterback room?
I wouldn't mind that. I'd like to see Mullins because I think Mullins is younger and could probably perform better.
And knows the offense.
Yeah, and listen, God forbid, and I don't wish. God forbid the kid gets hurt where he's out for 4 or 5 or 6 games. You want someone who can keep the consistency, the plan going at the same pace. I just want to bring up one thing. Everyone compares, Justin. I don't mind if it's Justin Fields or Wilson.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, I just want this guy's plan the way he wants to do it. I'll accept it. I've been watching when Matt Robinson was throwing bombs to Wesley Walker the 2 or 3 times that he did back in '78. So I've seen crummy and I've seen great.
Right.
Let's not say, "Oh, this guy played better." We always bring up the fact, if Darnold had if Allen was on this team, he looked like shit. Well, then let's look at it. If Wilson was on Ohio State, how would he look? We don't know. He could have had an even better year than Fields. Let's not compare. Let's not compare what these guys are looking at. The quality, his mechanics, his throws, his ability to think, what kind of system he's playing in. There's a lot of factors. We're watchers. We try to evaluate what we see, but I have to trust what these guys have been doing it for years and watch it all the time. But let's hope he picks the right guy that fits their system, because now it's a system thing.
Yep.
A thing that I don't say pissed me off. I was just
Ooh.
Oh, angry
I don't think I ever heard that word from you.
I'm getting. I was going to drop off some packages at the UPS store, and it was about the time when Sam was traded, and I was with my son, and I wanted to get more information, so I put on Michael K, because that's the only thing that was going on, and he made the comment, and listen, if it doesn't work out, he's right away. These guys are going to get fired. Yep. I don't believe in that, because if he's building a solid team around that, then you can't really fire him based on someone who everyone thought that it's going to be a good pick.
Listen, man.
If this pick doesn't work out, he's not going to survive it.
Hey, listen, did Jared Goff work out? All right. He was in Super Bowl.
If you ship out, listen, Afram, I love you, man. You ship out Darnold and Zach Wilson is a colossal bust, Joe Douglas gets fired. Period.
But I don't know. I really don't know.
Dude, I guarantee you that's the face of your franchise, man. You've now put your name behind this quarterback, the guy behind your rebuild, the face of your franchise. Right now, the minute you draft Zach Wilson, he's the face of your franchise. Easily. That's the guy you're going to market, posterize, everything else. If he's a colossal bust, he'll get fired.
And if he brings a solid team, and because this kid doesn't get it,
not going to matter, dude. I mean, primetime. What do you think? I mean, if Wilson bombs,
Douglas is how many games are you winning if your draft pick's a complete bust? I mean, you're probably not winning any more than 7-8 games.
If you have a really solid defense, you can win on defense as well.
No, but there's a difference though. But there's a difference though. If you go 9-7 and Zach Wilson struggles, is one thing. If you're going, I'm sorry, 9-7. 10-7. So now it's 17 games.
Yeah, that's right.
If you only win 2 games, I could understand. But
if you're going to go 5-12 and 6-11, all this shit, and Zach Wilson's playing like shit, good luck with that, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're hoping that he's building the team around.
But he's got, but I will say this though, he's got a couple years though. Like this first year is not going to make or break anything. Like Zach Wilson's going to come to the NFL. You got to let it figure it out, and everything else. But the one thing I want to say is this too, is everybody seems like it's a foregone conclusion that Zach Wilson's the guy. if the Jets take Justin Fields, I'm not mad about it, dude. Like I'm
Neither
cool
am
with it.
I.
Like you made a conviction, like you've moved on from Darnold, and you say, you know what, we know the quarterback we want. If that quarterback's actually Fields, I'm completely cool with it.
Yeah, you got 4 years to groom him. That's the whole thing.
Yeah,
You're
at least
starting
3.
from
Yeah,
scratch. Yeah, 3 grades.
We're going to talk ourselves into whoever it is. So
absolutely,
yeah,
but you got to be.
we just got to
Listen,
trust that they're going to make it
except
right.
Mac Jones. Mac Jones, I'm out. Mac Jones, I'm out. I am so fucking out, dude. I'm out.
They could have traded down and got him. So I think that they've made their conviction on who they want at that
Mac
point.
Jones would break me. I can do anybody but him, dude. I'd be completely out. Adam, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
Take care. Be well. And prime time.
Stay strong.
Great call, man.
Stay strong. You're the man.
Great call, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. You got my spirits up a little bit. I needed that.
See? So now, do you want continued high spirits or do you want like bullshit?
I'm in the mood for a little chaos right now. A little bullshit, a little chaos, whatever. We just had a good call, so I mean,
we'll go to Jomo. Jomo's usually a little bit. What's up, man?
Nothing much, guys. Today is an interesting day.
Yes.
How you feeling about the move?
Yeah. How do you guys? I know you guys. Primetime, you obviously don't like it too much. Tyson, are you overly satisfied? Averagely satisfied? How do you feel about it on a scale of 1 to 10?
This is what I wanted, to be honest with you. I think this is what's best for Sam. This is what's best for the Jets. There's no guarantees going forward, but this is I'm happy with this, dude. To be honest with you, I think the compensation is better than I thought it was going to be. I was getting a little bit nervous when you saw like the Bears make moves and everybody signing Dalton, all this shit. You're like, what are the Jets going to get? And like I understand this year's compensation is not what we want, but a 2nd and 4th round pick, dude, works for me, man. Like the Jets are not a win now team, man. This is the fucking process. Yeah. You got to draft. Like everybody says, build through the draft. Okay, build through it this year, and next year you have more picks. I'm cool with it, dude.
Yeah,
just pick the quarterback you believe in and go for it.
Yeah, I definitely like the compensation for it, but it's gonna be interesting to see how Jet fans feel after I think Sam Darnold could possibly make the playoffs, over in Carolina with that team.
But, I guarantee you Jet fans are going to feel completely different than the attitude that most have right now. If Darnold has a great year, Panthers go to the playoffs, and Zach Wilson kind of struggles a little bit, or even if he's just up and down, has some good games, some bad games, kind of like Darnold had as a rookie, Jet fans would not be happy with that. We're expecting a significant
you're
upgrade.
Comparing a 4th-year quarterback against a rookie quarterback. You can't. It's like apples and oranges.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that.
You can't.
You still ship this guy out of town though, because you said he's not good enough. So you're telling me this guy that you're putting in there right now, he's going to be better than that, significantly better.
But what if Sam plays the same way he played this year in Carolina? Then what? Like, he's kind of mediocre, not really. Not really.
Well, then Joe Douglas gets plenty of credit.
We would have had.
Absolutely.
We would have traded back, and we would have been able to pick whatever quarterback we want. Aaron Rodgers' situation is uncertain. You got Russell Wilson; his situation is uncertain.
No, but the problem I have is like the scenario that everybody paints right now is that Darnold plays well and Zach Wilson plays like shit. How about this?
Well,
how about Darnold plays mediocre and Zach Wilson plays mediocre? You know what that tells me? A rookie quarterback as opposed to a 4th-year quarterback, the Jets are going to be okay. Like, it's okay. Yeah. Like, for me, the perfect scenario is this. Sam Darnold goes to Panthers and plays fairly well and earns his, he does a good job. And Zach Wilson plays well here too, and everybody's happy. And we're all
let's take Sam Darnold out of the equation though. Okay, because like we keep saying, by making this pick at pick 2, look at everything that you're turning down. So by turning all that down, exactly. If you flipped it the other way and you traded 2 first-round picks to move up and go get Zach Wilson,
I'm not expecting a Pro Bowl quarterback as a rookie. I'm not.
You're expecting You're expecting pretty good plays. Of course not.
But you got to see this team.
Good.
This team, we can agree that this team isn't very good, right?
It's a work in progress.
Yeah,
exactly.
A lot of holes.
I mean, he's got to hit. You got 5 picks in the first 3 rounds. You got to hit on at least 3 of those. 3 of those got to be prominent starters, like guys that you want to re-sign. You know, like you can't be drafting no Ashton Davis. Like, oh, is he gonna be good next year? Like, who knows? Like you can't be doing that. Like, it's got to be. You got to hit on them. Like, you got a big opportunity right now. You got a couple seconds next year. I mean, you built it. You got
need
a lot of
instant
picks,
contributors.
You got to hit. Yeah, man, it got to be instant. Like, I want to see this team be competitive. Like, 7 wins, I'll be happy. 7 wins, Zach Wilson plays like he played in college, not turning the ball over. Like, That's what I want. That's what I always wanted from
That
Sam.
that more than anything else. Yeah.
Every
If Zach
year,
Wilson's
I'm like,
lighting it
come
up, I
on,
don't even
man.
care
Why
about
are
the
you
wins and
throwing the
losses.
dumb
Let Zach Wilson
interceptions?
light it up.
The thing that I didn't understand about Sam is like, why are you forcing it? Make Adam Gase look like a fucking douchebag. Get him out of town. Like, stop throwing these dumb interceptions.
Yeah, see, like I'm to the point now. Like I'm done like evaluating Sam. I'm more about moving forward. What are we gonna do? And I want to see a quarterback friendly offense. I want to see quick reads. I want to see a lot of plays, a disciplined team, and you want to see a quarterback as the season plays out getting better. So like he's gonna struggle early on, as every rookie quarterback does. But by the end of the season, be like, you know what? All right, we see where this offense is going. We see like the rhyme and reason what the fuck we're doing, which we didn't see for a good portion of Sam Darnold's career. So we like
that's exactly what Darnold did though. His first year, he kind of sucked early on,
and then they changed the coordinator.
His first year, he had a lot of promise.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, what are we really going to learn though after the first year if Zach Wilson sucks for 10 games and then he lights it up the last 6? That's exactly what Darnold did.
But in theory, though, the coach is going to stay the same. That's the first thing.
Yeah. You got to have. It's got to be nice, consistent. Like year one,
stability.
We have no idea. We have no idea where the offensive coordinator is going to go. Offensive coordinators come and go.
The thing with quarterbacks,
if LaFleur's good enough, he might get a head coaching job. We don't know how
it's his offense, his system. You elevate the quarterback coach. You kind of like having the same head coach and the same philosophy and the same guys in the building. You can kind of figure this all out and like have a blueprint and some kind of stability, dude. Like you went from McCagnon to fucking Douglas. You went from fucking Gase from Bowles to Gase. All these fucking change. 3 different coordinators. All these different things. Like you say, listen, we as an organization, we need to have some kind of like continuity. So say LaFleur leaves after this year because the Jets are 15th in offense. Say, okay, listen, you're going to leave, but we're going to take somebody from your staff, has the same principles, and keep the same shit here. We don't ruin our quarterback. Like intelligent organization, like we haven't done.
Yeah,
that's
a key to it. You know, that's a very big key to it. You got to have consistency from the top down. The players talk about it all the time. That's what the players want. That's what they want.
Same
that's
voice.
The first thing that they say. That's the first thing they say. Oh, this organization, I feel like it's good from top to bottom. You know, and that's what they're looking for. And if they see that this team is going towards that direction, A, you get more guys through free agency. B, the players want to play their hearts and souls for you, and that's what I want Saleh to be bringing in. Like exactly, Tyson talks about that all the time. Buying in, like that is such a big part of it. Like as fans, we have to realize that this is the biggest team sport that there is, and that's why Tom Brady wins every single year.
But not even that, dude. Look at the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are the perfect example. This offseason, or no, to be honest with you, the Tampa Bay Bucks too. A team that was fucking harbored all these salary cap issues has pretty much re-signed everybody. The Buffalo Bills, all these different trying times, they're bringing back every guy they want. They've all bought into the system because they all want to win. It's just you got to develop it, man.
I feel like we're trending in that direction. That's why this is great. I feel like this is a great time to restart. It would have been kind of off-putting if it was next year. And you're right about that, Tyson. Like it had to be this year if it was happening, and it did. And this is truly a restart with
a true reset.
Yeah, man. What seems to be a good coaching staff, and that's what we need. And with the draft, man, we got to go offense. Our offense has been lacking for so long. You guys talk about it all the time. The offense needs to be improved. First 3 picks, 2,
offense.
23, 34, got to be offense.
I agree.
I feel like you got to take the offensive lineman with 23. You know, you got to take whatever your guy is, got to take him. You know, you don't want to risk it for 34. 34, hopefully there's some receivers there, you know? And I feel like that would be the best way to build it.
That would be my approach too, going 3 players on offense, absolutely. But what if you have, let's say, a cornerback that's your top-rated player on the board at 23, and you don't really like the depth at cornerback later on in the draft? Do you take that position there and you say, all right, you know what, I could still get an offensive lineman or a receiver that I like in the mid-rounds?
I mean, I just feel like the receivers that are going to go early are they're the guys that kind of pop off the charts. You know, they talk about receiver-heavy classes. Like, we don't know what Mims is. Let's be honest. He's talented. We don't know what he is. So take a guy high. Take a guy with that 34, you know? But as far as the cornerback position, I'm happy you brought this up. I feel that Saleh is kind of comfortable with the guys he has in that locker room. I mean, you got guys that they kind of showed you a little bit of something last year, and a team that was obviously in shambles, But you got the guy Lamar Jackson, you got the guy Bryce Hall, you got Bless. I mean, in Salah's defense, in that defense, I feel like you want those hard hitting corners, and that's what we have.
Yeah, see, I disagree with you here, man. I think that entire secondary is completely unproven. I agree. You want to believe in them, but I think if anything, the Jets are counting on a really good pass rush to offset the bad coverage behind them because these guys got a lot to learn. And I would still want a veteran guy. I don't think Sherman's coming here, but I would still want veteran guys back there. LaMarcus Joyner is going to be a safety, but I mean that's calculated risk there. But it's gonna be Jomo, man. I thought you were gonna be a bad call. This is probably one of your best ones.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Today really set me back a little bit, but we got to move on.
I'm here
for the Wilson season.
I'm here for you. I'm here for prime time. I'm here for you. This is all. It's all part of our counseling.
Hey, man, I love the show. Love it.
Have a good night,
love
man.
Coming on. Love talking
Have a good night,
guys. Have a good one.
This is an excellent call. So prime time. Did the Mets lose?
As if my day could get any fucking worse. The Mets gave up 5 runs in the 8th.
Who was it?
Who
gave them up?
Whoever was fucking in the bullpen. Loop. Fucking ridiculous. Another gem from DeGrom. Another shutout from DeGrom, and he gets no win. How many fucking games like this have happened over the last 4 years?
But you got your $300 million guy, man. Doesn't he? Well, come on, man.
It's one game.
Come
one
on.
out of 162.
Man, it's only baseball, man. Jeez.
Bullshit.
Everybody's so angry this evening. So we're gonna go. So
I was in a great mood at 3:50.
I've been in a great mood all day. I've been just sitting here, just living my football life.
I need somebody on my side. Bring Jay
Good luck
on.
with that. We're gonna go to John. John, what's up, man?
How's it going? Love the show.
Jay would have had my back. What's up, John?
Yeah, so I really think Joe Douglas pretty much needs to nail this draft. What was Miami's record last year before they went 11-5 this year? I think they were 5-11 when they got Tua, kind of something like that.
I think they were right around there. Yeah,
right around that. So I mean, if you draft right, if you bring in the right guys, I would like the Jets to get Schwartz and Casey Hayward. One of the best right tackles in the league. He's available. Hayward's a decent corner.
So you getting rid of Fant?
I would think Fant would be solid in backup. There are a lot of injuries with the extra game.
$9 million. It's an expensive backup.
Yeah,
sure is.
Absolutely. But I mean,
John, are you surprised that as of today, the Jets' entire offensive line's returning, man? The biggest, we all thought the same way. It was you cut these guys, you get rid of Van Roten, you get rid of Lewis, you cut Ryan Griffin. We all kind of assumed these guys were all getting cut because we have all this cap space and we spend it elsewhere. They didn't do that. They still have $20 million, and these guys are all still here. Is there a chance that, Joe Douglas is you know what? We like these guys. They're our starters.
That would worry me. I thought Lewis and Van Roten would go. I was thinking that maybe Brandon Brooks, he's pretty solid. Maybe throw an offer for him. I kind of agree with Prime Time and getting Gabe Jackson or some type of interior where maybe you can get, yeah, maybe you can get 34. There's a lot of good second round. The Dickerson Center from Alabama, Humphreys. There's a lot of guys who will slide in the second, third round who you can get. They got the Bama guard, Deontay Brown, who's pretty solid. You can get in the third. He's about 6'4", 338, Mahler type of strong. So you can get guys interior later on, but I think a veteran presence would be much better, especially with who they're playing in the division.
So,
see, I wanted both. Give me at least one veteran that you can rely on to be a starter, and then you can still draft your 2 guys, and then between them, Cameron Clark and who's the other guy, Feeney, that they signed, you have all those guys compete for the other starting spot, and you have some depth also.
Yep.
Right. I just want to ask you, Tyson, on this one. There's 2 formulas really to have a rookie quarterback and have success, right?
Mm-hmm.
You either have the Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger method, where you have solid defense, good running game, and then you do the quarterback that way, or you have the Herbert way, and other quarterbacks, Burrow, where you just surround them with weapons.
Let it fly.
The line is solid, and the quarterback just make choices. Do you feel that Joe D has done any of those 2 options?
I think right now, if you had to choose, I think he's going offense. I think when you bring in Davis, you bring in Cole, you already have Crowder, you have Mims.
Right.
It's try to protect them and let the ball fly. And I add more pieces. To me, it's like
he spent more money on defense.
But I'm saying if I was going to answer though, is like if I'm going into the draft, right, I'm focusing on offense. Like I honestly don't give a fuck about defense, dude. I genuinely don't do that. If you're going to make your number 2 pick your quarterback, I'm going to surround him with as much talent as humanly possible,
right,
and deal with defense next year. Like put him in the best position to say, you know what, I'm going to protect him. I'm going to, like, if you want to do quick reads, whatever else, let him shine, dude. If we lose 35-31, cool.
That's fine.
Let him get better every week and just become a presence, and then deal with defense next year.
That's what I don't get though about the approach to free agency, because it's like if the approach was, hey, we have to surround this quarterback with the absolute best talent.
2 receivers.
I'm saying though, I'm not depending on either 2 rookies on my offensive line or bringing back Lewis and Van Roten. I'm making an upgrade there, and there were plenty of upgrades available. There were plenty of guys there, and you had plenty of money. How do you not make an offer to one of them?
The weird thing is how he handled the offensive line, and I'm wondering if he feels comfortable with Van Roten and Lewis. Like, because, dude, to us, it's like let's be honest, we thought they're getting cut like day one, like cut them, replace them, cut them, replace them. Almost every day, offensive linemen are getting signed all across the NFL, except with the Jets.
It's just Miami and Buffalo, like the guys you're going up against in your division, their D line and who they have.
Right. So it's like, and the only thing I keep thinking is Joe Douglas is saying, you know what? In theory, minus Becton, I have a veteran offensive line. So if I'm going to start a rookie quarterback, which he obviously is, I want veterans in front of him. And these are the guys I trust in this offense and this system that's going to work. Now, I can't vouch for that because I don't know what the fuck LaFleur is going to do, and I don't study offensive linemen, but it's almost what he feels like, dude, because how else can you explain it? Like, they're not signing anybody, dude. And we don't even know what Cameron Clark is because the guy didn't even fucking play last year.
No.
It's just weird, man. And, like, we give Joe Douglas credit for being an offensive line guy.
Right.
Maybe he knows something we don't know. Like, I'm not high on, like, some of these guys like he is, but, I couldn't tell you.
To this point, Becton is a hit. You could say Fant is sort of a hit. And then what else has he? Yeah, he did. But for the money he's making, I mean, it's an okay contract.
It's a stretch.
Exactly. And then McGovern didn't really do so great. And then you have Ryan Khalil. I mean, there's not a whole lot. Cameron Clark didn't play at all.
Yep.
I mean, that should be the priority right now, especially if you're starting a rookie quarterback.
I mean, how well did Tristan Wirfs play last year? Could you say that maybe Jets could have got in their second or third and add him? Or maybe just trade down and get Justin Jefferson and get a future one this year? So even the Becton thing with his injuries and who was available and how the other rookies played in Justin Jefferson and Tristan Wirfs.
I wanted Jefferson bad.
Right. I mean, the Becton
thing. But like at this point, I'm not going to question Becton, dude. Like, listen, he's obviously a building block at left tackle. The other question for me is at center, where I'm not really sold on McGovern. I thought there was better. There were other options out there I'd rather prefer than him. But at this point, it's like, all right, this is what Joe Douglas is doing. Like, this draft is going to be so telling because
it's critical.
Like, you can question so many moves in free agency where a lot of the contracts that were given out weren't big money contracts. Like, there's offensive linemen that are going that are going to be starters for $3 million a year.
Yeah.
Like, you talked about Fant's making $9 million. There's $3 million, $4 million, $5 million guys out there. The Jets are like, no, we're good, man. We're fine with what we have. All right. Then tell us why. So
give Feeney $3 million.
Yeah, I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it, but we'll see. Like, this is the pressure's on him now because now you have a rookie quarterback playing for you.
Yeah, and I think Zach Wilson can come in right away and play if they really nail the draft right. You have Herbert, you had Burrow,
James Morgan ain't playing, that's for sure.
You had Baker Mayfield come in and play right away and be successful. So guys are coming in throwing for 4,000 yards as rookies. It's very important that they really get weapons and offensive line for the quarterback, especially in that division.
John, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Have a good night, man.
You too.
All right. We will keep cruising along here. So prime time. What would you like now? Would you like some Angry Mets talk?
Yes.
Would you like... Oh, okay, then. Let's do this then. I'm in for this one. What's up, man?
Bro, I was in such a good mood, and I log on, and I'm waiting for you guys, and I'm watching the Met game as I'm here. And
who blew the lead?
They did it again. Kev, do you know I saw a stat 31 blown saves? Jacob
with DeGrom, right?
31 of them.
And I'm willing to bet he gave up 0 or probably only 1 run in all those starts.
Dude. It's just...
Well, I mean, if you give Lindor that much money, let him pitch too, man.
No, how about we just get a reliever? Like, it's crazy at this point. It's the same shit every year. It's the same goddamn shit every single year. It never
cat behind you is just like climbing the counters and shit.
Well, at least it's not a microwave blinking.
So, Jay, we're sitting here now on April 5th, and the Jets are going to have a new quarterback this year. So what is your take on the compensation they got for Darnold?
Yeah, I'm fine with the compensation. I mean, that's about as good as you're going to get at this point. It was really, I mean, two teams out there that you could have seen him going to. It was either Carolina or it was going to be Denver. And here we go. Yeah, all the cat talk, and the microwave's not blinking, so I'm not getting that shit this time.
The cat was like stalking you behind you, dude. It's like walking back and forth.
He does his thing, man. It's a cat. So I'm fine with the compensation.
Is it a panther or a cat? I'm only kidding.
I don't like the trade overall. I mean, I don't like the idea of the trade overall, though, to be honest. I honestly, man, I don't get it. I don't understand what the Jets are up to because, and you know what? Now that we're all in on Zach Wilson, which we're clearly all in on Zach Wilson at this point, they're not picking Fields. Wilson's the guy. And I don't want to hear any excuses. That dude better come in and play from day one and play well because, I mean, we saw Justin Herbert play well last year. We saw, Joe Burrow before his injury played well last year. We see rookie quarterbacks all the time, step in and play. He better be significantly better than Sam because if he's not that much better than Sam, we should have taken either traded down. I'm with Primetime on it. I'm going to get a lot of hate from it. I don't care. Sam was not the problem all these years. He was a problem because of what they surrounded him with. But blaming Sam for the Jets' problems would be the exact same as blaming.
But nobody's blaming him
for losing tonight.
Nobody's blaming Sam entirely for himself. Everybody's admitting that as an organization, they fucking screwed Sam over. It was a disaster for Sam, against Sam, everything. It just didn't work out. Like they failed him, but he also failed, and now they're resetting it. They're restarting. Like nobody's blaming Sam for anything. It just didn't work out.
I know, but
cut your losses.
Look. I'll live with it. It's not the end of the world. I mean, but it's not what I would have liked to have seen. I would have liked to have seen them run it back with Sam with a competent. I mean, listen, exactly what you said before, Tyson, about how you'd like to see them go all in on offense in the draft. Yep. I feel like we've been saying that for 3 years. They didn't give Sam anything to work with. They gave him, I guess, Denzel Mims, but what did they give him? What was this offense for the last few years?
So you learn your lesson from that,
I mean,
you learn your lesson. Give it to Wilson.
Fine. So you know what? I'll be all in on Wilson. When they draft Wilson, I'll be all psyched about it, just like I was psyched when I was in Dallas and they drafted Sam. And but the guy before that was talking about continuity and we want to get to the point where we have some stability in the organization. That's the most overused term in the world, I feel like, because all that means is that you have to find a guy that's worthy of keeping, who we haven't had a guy like that in a long time. Until you find talent, you can't have any stability.
No, but
stability and continuity of bringing back Adam Gase, so Sam Darnold had some stability.
Yeah, but we all knew that was a fucking disaster. We knew hiring Gase was a fucking disaster. We knew keeping him year 2, especially you knew that, was a disaster. But my point was, you have Salah in place. Say it's Zach Wilson. Year 1, Salah. Year 2, Salah. Year 3, Salah. And yes, you may change coordinators. You keep the same philosophy. You seem to keep the same principles. You keep the same offense. And you let them grow this way. You don't have 3 different coordinators, all this different bullshit. You finally get a receiver that you get chemistry with. You get rid of him and Robbie Anderson. You actually understand what it takes to develop your young quarterback. And that kind of continuity you have. Now they could have that with Mims. Mims is only year 2. You could have it with Davis. You could have you can kind of grow it this way. Listen, we're all growing together now.
And now you just hope the guy is good.
You hope he's good. And that's it. And there's no guarantees. I'm not saying Zach Wilson's the answer. I'm not saying that by no means. He's a lottery ticket. So is Justin Fields. Either guy I'm happy with, but at least put him in the best position you can to succeed with no fucking incompetence.
Can we agree what the ramifications of if Zach Wilson sucks?
No, can we do this? How about this, Jay? How about this? Can we stop being fucking negative Jet fans and say, you know what? Maybe we finally hit the right guy? Maybe what if we finally get the right guy in the right fucking offense and we could join the rest of the NFL for once? You know what? That one fucking clown, that one goddamn reporter was like, whoa, Joe Douglas is 2 years away from getting fucking fired. How about this? How about he's a genius? How about he took the fucking bull by the horns, got rid of the goddamn quarterback, put his name on a new quarterback. And what if the guy takes off and is good? What if we get our own Mahomes? What if we get our own fucking Lamar Jackson or our own Aaron Rodgers? Finally, after 30 fucking years.
That's what we all want, right? But
but it can happen though. Can it not happen?
It can definitely happen, but you got to be fair.
Maybe it will.
Could it not have happened with Darnold?
Last decade,
but it didn't. But can it happen now? Like, if I get one more fucking tweet, like
year 3. It didn't by year 3.
Joe Douglas can get fired in 2 years. Joe Douglas could be a hero in 4 fucking years if we have our franchise quarterback that's 23 years old and lighting up the goddamn NFL.
We're still a bottom 5 roster in the NFL as far as I'm concerned.
But dude, it's a step though, dude. Jay, listen, it's a chance. He took a risk. There's a risk by keeping Darnold. There's a risk by trading Darnold. There's a risk by taking Zach Wilson or taking Justin Fields. It's all a risk. And the Jets over the years have fucking get the worst luck in the NFL for whatever reason. So I get the whole negative Jet fan aspect, but there is a chance that Zach Wilson pans out. He's a fucking superstar. There is that chance too. Like, it's always like, well, if he busts, if this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. What if it's not bad and it actually works out? Then what? We won't give a fuck if Sam's playing at Carolina, San Francisco, or fucking Egypt. I don't give a shit where he's playing because Zach Wilson's playing well.
It would be nice to get a break once in a while as a Jet fan. We thought we got one in 2018. We were all psyched. It was like, we can't fuck this one up. Sam Darnold dropped to us, and look what happened. It's just so frustrating as a fan to keep sitting back and watching these same cycles because, like, every 3 years, it's new GM, new coach, new GM, new coach, new quarterback every 2 years. They keep asking us to buy in and buy in and buy in on these guys. You look at the picture I tweeted out earlier today from, the Jersey day, the Jersey launch day. There's 6 guys out there, the 6 faces of the organization.
Chris Herndon should be gone too.
5 of them are gone, and Chris Herndon's the only one left. Amazing.
He should have been cut last year.
So, it's so frustrating as a fan, man. I have a wall littered with magazine covers from like 2 years ago of an entire roster of players who are gone. And you keep turning guys over and turning coaches over and turning players over and turning management over, even turning our damn owner over, right? And it's like, it's the same shit every year. Yeah, so you just hope that they get it right this time. Look, that's all I'm saying. Like,
no, listen, we hope we get it right.
I think Joe Douglas, because what choice do we have as fans? We have to, right? We have to hope.
But Jay, here's the deal, though. You let your general manager. You gave him all the power that we've asked for what, 10 years now. Your general manager is now empowered to hire his own coach. He went out of the box and hired that coach. So in theory, this regime has at least 3 years together. They do, because now it's like you blew it all up. You have a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback. You're not going to fire him this year. You're not going to fire him next year. You listen, here is your plan. And now as a general manager, your job is to build around them and let it all work out. So there should be some kind of stability here. And an owner that's saying, you know what, I'm going to let you spend money to do it. And the Jets are going to have a shitload of cap space next year. They're in a good spot. They just got to hope that they hit this quarterback. I think the quarterback, dude, the future is bright. It really can be. And I'm not even tied to Wilson, dude. If they say, you know what, I want Fields, fucking cool, let's roll. Like, I'm cool with it. Like, like
you said, though, if they hit it, we're in a great spot.
It's going to be golden, dude.
We're in the same spot as we've been in the last 10 years.
I'm willing to take a chance, dude.
I'm laughing because Primetime's wearing his same Darnold hoodie tonight.
That motherfucker.
One last time, right? Might as well get some use out of it.
God, man,
I think it's us, dude. Anything we touch.
So then, what I want, if you guys have anything to do, 137. Don't write any fucking thing about Zach Wilson. Primetime, don't buy any shit. Leave everything alone, man.
Wilson Wolf of Wall Street shirts coming out.
I knew that Sam Darnold was going to get traded. So last time I was in Dallas at that big card show out there, I bought a bunch of Sam Darnold cards. They're actually going crazy today. I guess that the average investor out there who buys and sells sports cards has determined that Sam Darnold's career will now see a resurgence now that he's freed of the New York Jets. Because they're selling for double what they were selling for yesterday.
The curse of the Jets.
Yeah.
Jay, thanks, Josh, man. We appreciate it.
Miss you guys, man. It's been a minute.
No, you don't fucking call us no more, man. You too busy for us?
They keep me busy.
You said he was banned. Right? You said he was banned after the Super Bowl fiasco.
Yeah, when you fell asleep
when he ignored our viewers.
The live stream and
First
shit.
of all, that wasn't my fault. That was your boy that was telling me that, like, I had to get that last chug in. That was a rough one, man. That last shotgun, he was like, oh, you're doing one. I was like, shit. I was asleep after that one. I was done.
No, the worst thing was you're all hammered and you're on the screen. You're fucking like you're texting and shit. I'm like, dude, he's like, you're ignoring the viewers and you're texting.
I think he was on Tinder.
To be fair, I had no clue what was going on. None. I know there's music playing and all kinds of shit was going, but I was like, I don't know.
Have a good night, man.
You good, guys.
Have a good night, man.
All right. So you got Jay. All right, prime time. I will give you John from Lakehurst, and I'm going to use the bat. Oh, that's not John. Where else John go?
Oh,
I'm right here. I'm right here.
All right, you're talking to prime time. I'm going to the bathroom.
What's up, dude? What, you don't want to talk to me? Nah.
No,
How you
I
doing,
do
man?
want to talk to you. Man,
I know
feel
you're happy about the move, right?
a little bit. A
Yeah,
little.
I know you are. It's all right. You can be happy. You can be happy.
I'm happy because it's over. We made a decision. You know what I mean?
I'm
no
happy that
more-
the debates are over, and I'm happy that he landed
Yeah.
in a good spot where he at least has a chance to have his career kind of
right.
do
He's back
something.
with
Yeah.
Robbie Anderson.
Yep.
He's with Matt Rule that we originally wanted to have as our coach instead of Gase. So it's like he did us justice, but I think that was a good landing spot. He's not in the AFC, so we only got to see him once every couple of years. But I hope he does well there. What do you think? You think they're going to plug him in as the starter? You think they're going to roll with Teddy Bridgewater?
I think he's going to be the starter, especially after they picked up his fifth-year option. I think they're looking at him as their starter.
That's what I was thinking about, and like Teddy as like a backup.
Yep.
The only thing I'm worried about is our backup.
That's what Tyson's been talking about all night. The fact that we haven't really addressed that at all. You're not going to roll into the season with James Morgan as your backup, I don't think. So, I mean, what veteran are you looking at this point?
But
Alex Smith?
Yeah, I heard that on the earlier calls. You guys are saying that, and I like that only because it's like, where else does Alex Smith really fit, right?
Yep.
So if you bring in Alex Smith, that's like a really good thing because then it's like we can kind of like how we had Darnold and Bridgewater, right? And then remember it was like
and McCown too. Yeah, they had all three of them.
Yeah, and we were like stoked because it was like Darnold didn't have to come in to start, and like we just got Jeremy Bates. He was the new coordinator, and I really thought I was excited for Darnold, but I didn't think that we were going to roll with Darnold. I thought it was going to be more Bridgewater, and then we traded him.
Yep.
What was it, to the Saints for a third-round pick?
Yeah, so that was a good trade. Yeah.
No, it was a good trade, but like almost like if we do bring in a Smith, it would kind of be a better scenario of like Smith already knows the system. Like even if Zach looks good in the preseason or whatever, like he can just chill out. There's no expectations because.
So you like the compensation? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no,
you're talking about Alex Smith.
But I do like the I thought it was good compensation because really the Panthers are in a tough division with the Bucks, and I think the Saints will still be good. And then I think if the Falcons don't roll with a quarterback and they get like what's his name from Florida, the tight end, I can never
Pitts.
What? Yeah,
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, so if they get him, they're kind of in like win now mode. So it's a rough division. I don't really.
But not even that though. I mean, like with the market we thought dwindling, everybody's like, "Well, just give us a third-round pick, give us that." You got a second and a fourth, dude. Like that to me, that's decent value regardless.
And next year, which I think, like with the whole COVID stuff, like next year's draft will be like a lot better because we'll have the pro day. Like it'll just be more how it was. I think. So
big arm just went in your face.
You see the arm? She was reaching for my cigarettes, so she just hit me in the mouth. Oh man, talking shit about Darnold. No, I was telling Primetime, I'm glad he landed there. It's kind of weird, right? Because that's like the Jets 2 years ago. You got Bridgewater, you got Darnold, you got Robbie Anderson. But
if you're being honest, they got everything we thought we were going to have a couple years ago. We thought we were going to have Matt Rule as a quarterback, Matt Rule as a coach, Darnold as a quarterback, Robbie Anderson, like all those things could have been happening here, but ownership's incompetent. So,
and that's what I mean. Like the whole, what was it, Jomo? Like how he was like, I believe like with Tyson on that, right? And I think Primetime agrees to that too. Like when we rolled that second year with Gase for the consistency, it was really just because ownership went over the line and they didn't want to look like because when
they didn't want to embarrass themselves.
Came out and after the Buffalo game, and he was like, "Oh, this guy's our future," and all. Like we all knew the writing was on the wall.
Yep,
we all knew that because that was the one. That was when we got Bell, and I was excited before the season. Like I told you guys, that was my first year of buying season tickets, and then I went to the Patriots game, and after the Patriots game, I'm like, dude, I can't do it.
The
I
ghost
can't
game.
take like going there. I'm getting hammered for the tailgate. I'm having a good time. Then I go in, and it's like so depressing. And then I was literally in the parking lot by halftime, and I'm like, I'm just playing beer pong.
So John, here's a question for you. So here we are. The Jets made a power move. They're moving on. They're completely rebuilding, complete reset. As a season ticket holder or as a Jets fan, are you excited? Are you encouraged? Like, what is your mindset right now? Like, are you feeling positive? Like, I can't wait for the fucking draft. I can't wait for this all play out.
But like, I was thinking about that, and I am excited because I think it's not like excited to like if Zach Wilson comes out and he's like the rookie of the year and all that, that would be fantastic. But that's not even where like my expectations are at. It's kind of like Cincinnati getting Joe Burrow last year. Like, I think we're just like with the players that we brought in and the coaching staff that we brought in, like, even though we sucked last year or whatever, like, even if we suck this year, it's going to be like way different, dude, because we're going to actually watch competent football. And like, I really feel that way on both sides. What do you guys think?
No, and that's I'm glad that was exactly the answer I was hoping you were going to say, because I'm as a fan, I'm excited because there's a lot of opportunity in front of us. Getting a new quarterback, where else is exciting? But to me, there's a lot of pressure on his coaching staff as well, because it seemed like a lot of us are assuming that LaFleur is going to be great and Saleh is going to be great and everything's going to be like all these different things. Like, I'm excited, but I'm curious at the same time to see like how are they going to roll this all out, because you're handing this number 2 pick in the draft to a first-time offensive coordinator with a first-time head coach. Like, it's not like
I actually think there's less pressure on the coaching staff than there is on like Joe Douglas or the quarterback, just because of what you're replacing. I mean,
not even that. Think about what you're handing. You're handing this coaching staff, a complete inexperienced coaching staff, a piece of clay. Here you go, man. Here is your guy.
That's what I'm saying. Though, even a marginal improvement, though, they win 6 games. That's going to be acceptable for year 1, though.
Yeah. Right. I feel like the expectations are lowered because of last year's shit show. And then also, I feel like the coaching staff that, like, dude, Saleh. Dude, Saleh's like he looks like he can get out there and put on pads and a helmet. Like,
doesn't mean shit, dude. Mike Singletary could do the same thing. He wasn't a good coach.
And he's fucking intense. You know what I'm saying? So
doesn't mean shit, dude.
No,
doesn't mean shit.
But I remember that with Rex. Do you remember how like it was like when Rex first came in? It was like we were like.
And you remember how Rex handled fucking Sanchez and everything else? Listen, I love Saleh. I love the intensity. I love the respect. Everything else. You're now handing this staff, a first-time staff, a number 2 pick in the draft, a rookie quarterback, especially coming from BYU, say in theory, coming there to the New York market to a franchise that's star for a quarterback. A fan base that's desperate to see a superstar. Dude, there's a lot of pressure, man. There's a lot of pressure on his coaching staff, man. There is.
No, I agree. But don't you think the kid from the BYU, like Zach Wilson, he's kind of used to that. You got to think, dude, if you go to like college and everything, they know you're like the guys that you're friends with know that like your uncle owns JetBlue and shit.
Dude, I think there's a lot. I think Justin Fields
playing for New York.
I think Justin Fields probably faced a lot more pressure than fucking Zach Wilson ever did.
Oh, yeah, but I feel like if Fields came here, like let's say we went with Fields, I feel like just because, and I don't agree with it, I just want to say that up front, because either one we get, I would be happy with, because Justin Fields is like a mega athlete, and I really believe in him. And he's been neck and neck with Trevor Lawrence's like whole life, his whole football career, which sucks, dude, because you're like kind of in his shadow, but like he's performed too. And then even like switch schools to perform, the kid's son, everything. And that's why I was like, all this smoke about Zach Wilson and everything. And I was impressed. I told you guys, I thought he was like a QB. He looked good on his pro day, but that don't mean shit. But like, I agree. See, I agree with you, Primetime, make you feel better. Like Justin Fields' track record of what he's already proven, his body of work. It's like the kid's always been in the shadow of Trevor Lawrence. Now you're in the draft, and like where you were second to Trevor Lawrence, everybody's dropped you. And you got to say, the media out there and everything, they love bashing the fucking Jets fans.
Oh,
like they just love doing it to us. So it's
easy
like,
clicks.
So are they hyping up Zach Wilson right? So we're all like, if we don't get Zach Wilson, we fucking miss.
Well, no, I mean, I think a lot of analysts are very high on Zach Wilson. I mean, Chris Sims, all these guys are all very high on him. I don't think the media is hyping up to try to like fuck with Jet fans. I think this is what they think. A lot of them believe that, and there's a portion that are very high on Justin Fields too. I think Jets are in a good spot. It's like you pick your guy, you pick your guy you think it's best for your offense, and you move forward with it. But I think the other thing, and like I'm getting all these messages about Rex Ryan took this team. Wow, shit. Hold on, wrong one. It's up a couple minutes. Let's go here. No, it's Rex Ryan took the Jets to the playoffs in his first season. Okay, but is this offensive line worthy of that? Like, what? Like, is this coaching staff worthy of that? Like this, and I understand a lot of coaches.
Where's the Darrell Revis on defense?
But I'm saying it's hard to compare this staff to other staffs when you look at what they've done and where they've been. And this is a lot of these guys. It's their first time doing their job.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's
that's what I'm trying to have the open mind with, because really we always do that. We do that a lot as Jets fans.
Yep.
Like we compare a lot of stuff to the past, man, because like you guys both know, like we all been Jets fans a long time, and it's a long, hard road. It fucking sucks. Like when we're wrong and we think we're right, like then you get dragged through the mud on it. It just sucks, like all the way around. Especially like because we share a stadium with the Giants, so if the Giants do well, and we dealt with all that shit, and it's like. So we've just been through the meat grinder on that, where we always go back. But that's where I was trying to hit it on like a positive thing, like when you guys are just doing the J call or whatever, because it's like we almost expect whoever we pick is going to have some kind of failure or aspect to it. But like instead of going into it like that, like maybe like this bargain basement shopping stuff that we've been doing, or we feel like that as fans. Like you were saying, Tyson, maybe we just don't see.
Well, not even that. I mean, John, if we're being honest with you, look at the guys on offense. Look at the wide receivers. There's no bargain basements there. I mean, you paid good money to Cole. Crowder makes a shitload of money.
I think Cole's going to be really good.
Davis is a very good player, and Mims is a second-round pick. Like, this is legitimate talent in wide receiver. Yes. So, like, they didn't cheap out there for the first time in God knows how long.
No, it's almost like the Cincinnati way, right? Like Burrow got hurt last year, which was terrible. But before that, he looked really good.
And he's running for his life.
And you had to hurt A.J. Green, but, like, you had a run game, and, like, you didn't have a great offensive line. But now, like, and then you think about the way they evaluated Sam with running out of the pocket too early, where the line looked better, like Fant overperformed, I think. Lewis is just kind of a grinded out guy. Like, he's not who you would definitely want in there, but the dude shows up. Like, Lewis is a dog in that way. And then Van Rote and then McGovern started coming around towards the end of the year. So maybe we're really not seeing what he saw. But I do think in the draft we will go early on the offensive line, at least in one spot. But I still think that's why we're keeping that money side. Now, we just saved money with Sam, too. We're almost up to, like, I think we're at $27 million. So it's like, I really feel like before, like how you keep saying, Tyson, the whole picture is just not sculpted yet. Like before this team hits the field and, like, the preseason and everything, like, it'll be a move that, like, we didn't all think it would be, but we're like, wow, that was a really, like, strong move. Kind of like the Fant move. Like, when he first went after Fant, we were all like, man, why are we playing this bum that? He was a swing tackle on the Seahawks. Yep. But the dude was hungry. And you got to think he's never seen money like that in his life. So I think if I had it from, like, my position, like, if I never seen money in my life and the Jets gave me $100,000, like, just $100,000 to go out there, I feel like I would overperform under my expectations.
There was also an article today saying that all the contracts that Joe Douglas is giving out is all incentive laden, giving all these veteran guys a lot of incentive to play well because you make more money. So what's your ultimate motivator, man? It's like making more money. If I can get from say 5 sacks to 10 sacks, I can make another couple $100,000. Like,
dude, but now think about that. That's so. Like I really don't like being a full Douglas guy. I really don't, because I'm not totally sold on him. But I give him a lot of credit for the contracts like that. Because if you think about it, like, he came in, McCagnon got fired, and, like, we're still, I think we're paying Tremaine Johnson this year like $4 million or something ridiculous. Like, we're paying Anua, who can't play anymore. Like, the contracts that were instilled like the gravy that was overflowing the plate of Douglas had to deal with and work around. But then when he gives the contracts, they're like, why would he give those 1-year contracts, man? But they're all proven. And like you kind of see it with May. That's why I was happy for May to get the franchise tag. And I feel like it's overpaid by like $2-3 million.
Yeah.
But I feel like May, being as consistent as he was and not injured, and when he's on the field, he is the leader. Like I feel like it was good money spent. Like,
yeah, but I'd rather see him get like a couple-year deal, dude. Give him like a 2 or 3 year deal. Try to bring that number down.
Yeah. But I think that's in the work. I still think May will be on this team 2 years from now. I feel like Douglas is like, you know what? You deserve a little payday for what you sacrificed. Here's your franchise tag. We can afford it this year. And then he's not going to put him on a 4-year deal because of his age. But it's kind of like I really believe that there was a lot of potential with Darnold. And I still believe that. We were all excited about it and everything. It was just the way the contract was structured. Because now, even if you picked up the 5th-year option, you were still going to have to sign Darnold long-term. And if you weren't really sure on that and you're going to roll your job on that, that's like a little hairy. So it's kind of like Douglas bought himself a little more time, and now he
bought himself like 2 more years, man. So.
Yeah, I think the opposite. I think if he would have rolled it back this year with Darnold, he actually buys himself more time because he puts that quarterback decision into the future. He's not getting fired after this year after just hiring a coach and getting more power. I mean, he's safe this year and probably for another year. So if he delays the quarterback decision, I think that actually buys him more time.
And I had that thought because I really did like believe in Darnold at one point, like because it was really we didn't put none around him. So everybody hands down got to agree with that. But it was like last year, like when Douglas did the offseason and didn't put a lot of money in, I feel like Douglas had a little writing on the wall that Gase wasn't going to be here. He knew after that first year that Gase wasn't.
Yeah, but then if that was the case, then why didn't he already cut Van Roten and Lewis and McGovern or Fant?
I think because Van Roten at $3 million, like at $3 million, like he kind of showed you a little at the end of the thing. He's got a little grit, like he came around. And McGovern, we signed him as a top 10 center. So I feel like under Gase's system, like McGovern underperformed based on the talent around him, and like
so that kind of counteracts what you just said, though. If you said that he made signings with the writing on the wall, but he's keeping all these guys this year, then it's not really the case.
But McGovern was the one long-term contract signing. Because
yeah, but the rest of these guys are all still here too, though.
It was like, well, I compare McGovern to like the Freeney guy that we brought in. He's not the best, but he's versatile. He can play center.
He better be better than McGovern. Better be better than fucking Feeney, dude. Jesus Christ.
No. I agree with that.
Yeah, Feeney was $2.5 million
because he lost Elfline. I really think we thought we were going to keep him, but then he actually signed for decent money because he.
Yeah, but see, this is where I disagree because offensive linemen have been signing all across the NFL for cheap ass fucking contracts, and the Jets aren't involved in any of them, dude. There hasn't been any there's not been any gangbuster contracts. Like, holy shit, minus top 2 or 3 guys. There's $2, $3, $4 million deals going in and out all day long for the last 3 weeks.
And I agree.
The Jets aren't involved in any of them.
Why do you think that though? Because I
think Douglas is doubling down the guys he's already signed.
Do you think that's like out of arrogance or that's out?
I have no fucking idea, dude. I don't understand it because
I think he's counting on the draft, but either way, it's still a risk.
It's a fucked up. If that's the case, prime time. If you're talking about the way a general manager handles business, if he does say he keeps Van Roten and Lewis until the draft, drafts guys and then cuts them. That's a douchebag fucking move, dude.
I think that's
a douchebag fucking move. So the market's completely dried up.
It wouldn't be his first.
When free agency first started, I was agreeing with primetime. Like I felt like we did some good signings and stuff. I'm not upset with it, but we just didn't attack that position. And I'm like, and then I'm kind of like how you're saying that, Tyson. Like, well, why the fuck would we do that? Like, is it out of arrogance or is it out of like?
That's what we don't know. It's like, did this coaching staff come in and say, you know what, these guys can work in our offense? And I keep going back to a rookie quarterback where he says, you know what, I'm going to have veteran linemen in front of the rookie quarterback so they can all communicate and do that. Maybe that's why he's keeping them. I honestly, I don't like, listen, I try to justify a lot of things. I like Lawson. I like Davis. I like Cole. Other guys, I'm not really sure about. The offensive line, it makes me. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand it. But I'm good. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt until the draft. So if they go out and sign 2 guys or draft 2 guys in the first 2 rounds, okay, maybe I understand what you're doing. But how they handle it's fascinating to me, dude. Because it's
and then even if like you're saying, because I keep saying that too, like okay, even if we double dip 23 and 34, it's offensive linemen, but it's still like okay, now you got 2 new guys and McGovern changing a position potentially. It's because everybody's on that Creed Humphrey train because Creed Humphrey is a name that's getting hot now because he's top center, but I don't know. The other position that aggravates me is the tight end position.
Oh,
you got like your boy Tommy Tremble from the Notre Dame. You got Pat Fryermuth. Like
I like Hunter Long out of Boston College.
This team needs Notre Dame. This team needs a Notre Dame tight end. Is what this team needs.
No, they don't.
Tommy Tremble would be a beast. I would be happy with that at 34. I would take him as soon as 34. And I know that's a reach, but I don't give a shit.
34?
It'd be the first jersey I would buy. I'd buy that jersey so goddamn fast.
I've seen mock drafts with him going in the 3rd or 4th round.
Because you're a hater.
I've never seen him pass the 3rd round. But
really?
See, I don't want to play that game though. Like if we need tight end and we
I'd buy that jersey so fast.
Mocks.
I'll tell you what, John. I'll tell you what. If that happened, we're not getting on many. We're not getting on many guests on this show. I would have him as a fucking guest on this show instantly. He would be our first interview, like our first player. Awesome. John, thanks for joining, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, good blocker and good pass catcher, Tommy Tremble.
Have a good night, man.
Guys, have a good one. Take care.
Chat saying he's a good blocker, not a great pass catcher.
That'd be Primetime's biggest nightmare. Bringing
34 though, no way.
I am ready to roll with that.
I'll take Tremble in round 4 or round 5. I'm not taking him.
I'd be so excited. So I think Xavier wanted to join us. Talk some shit. What's up, Xavier?
Hi, boys.
How you doing, man?
Up, dude?
Pretty good.
What the hell's behind you? Is it a basketball court? What is that stuff?
Yeah, I got a basketball.
It's like the hot shot thing. Yeah, that's
game,
cool.
And then I got a foosball table.
How cool is that, man?
Yeah,
that's a little man cave.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, how are you guys feeling about the trade with Darnold?
He's feeling good. I'm not.
It's about you, man. How do you feel about it?
I feel like it's a very smart move for both teams. Actually, I think the Panthers will do really good with Darnold, and I think that the Jets are supposed to move on with off of Sam and go get Justin Fields in the draft.
So wait, before you go in the Fields, do you like the compensation the Jets got in return?
Yeah, I think it's more than I was expecting. I thought we would only get 2 draft picks, but we get 3, so I think it was pretty good.
Okay,
do you have
I
was say, do you have a preference at pick 2, and then after pick 2, what's your plan for picks 23 and 34 to build around that quarterback?
I'm thinking Justin Fields, and then I'm thinking tight end or maybe like a linebacker, or D lineman. For the 2nd and 3rd.
Other than Pitts, I haven't really seen many tight ends that are like projected to go like in like the end of round 1, early round 2. I mean,
that's what I was thinking
but
I was thinking more 3rd, 4th round for a tight end probably.
So why do you like Fields over Wilson?
I think Fields has been more proven because of the teams he's faced and how he's been behind Trevor Lawrence all his years. So I think he could be a QB1 if like Lawrence was in the draft, because Lawrence is just a QB1 always.
Okay. So what is your level of excitement around this team right now? They're making a lot of changes. Like, are you excited? Are you nervous? Like, what do you think going into the draft?
I'm a bit nervous. I hope they get Fields or Wilson. I would rather Fields, but one of the two at 2, and then build around them, and hopefully we can do good in next year's draft and the next year's in free agency and be a good team in a couple years, because they got to rebuild a little bit.
See, a lot of positivity here, Primetime. Xavier is just chilling out.
Confidence level in Joe Douglas right now to execute this plan and get it all right.
I'm pretty confident in Joe. And Joe we trust.
There you go. Positivity here on Let's Talk Radio.
He'll get us a good team here in 3 years or so.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Have a good night, man.
See you, Primetime.
You too.
See that used to be me. You knew me like during McCack, like that was me.
We're gonna bring you back.
I would believe in everybody. And
we're gonna bring you
and,
back to the happy prime time.
No, see,
this is a tumultuous time for you.
No, it's more about show me now. Like I've blindly believed in too many GMs and quarterbacks. Now I'm like, just show me. Until I see it,
we're gonna bring you back because you know what? I knew tonight's show was gonna be rough, so I was trying to be very gentle. I knew there's a lot of pain in your face. There's a lot of torment in your face. I could see it, man.
I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'm not going to sleep tonight.
We know. We understand. And what only makes it worse is you have Tyrone's bullshit tomorrow night at 8:30, which is going to be even worse than his waffling nonsense.
Great.
So, I'm proud that you're staying strong. You're not,
Is it about time to wrap up? Are we about to limit?
We got a couple more. We got some big heavy hitters coming on. So, would you like to be challenged? Would you like a moderate challenge or just a relaxed phone call?
I'll take the challenge. I'm up for a challenge while I'm still
Here
awake.
he comes then. There he is.
God damn it. I didn't want that challenge. What's up, Jose?
You wanted the challenge.
You wanted it, you got it.
Wait, you wearing
there it is.
Angels.
Shohei Ohtani looked pretty good the other night.
Yes,
101 and then 450 on that home run.
Yes, he did. But don't try to better me up.
No, let's talk baseball. Let's talk baseball. Let's talk Angels. Let's talk Angels. What are your thoughts on the trade? Let it all out. What are your thoughts on the trade?
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
You know why he's happy, prime time. You know why he's happy?
He doesn't have to listen to my bullshit anymore.
No, because Sam Darnold's not going to Seattle. That's why he's happy.
That too, yeah.
Exactly. Oh, Jesus. Well, Tyson, how are you, man? How are you?
Bro, I'm living life, man. I'm doing good. Doing great.
Just in general. Good. Good. All right,
I'm hanging in there, man. Day by day.
I'm not doing good, Jose. This is bullshit.
The whole call is just laughing.
You ever been through a breakup? Like a really difficult breakup?
Yes.
It's not easy, right? It takes some time, right?
Jose's got no take. He's just laughing at you.
Give me some time here.
I'm surprised you're not wearing a veil.
I put on the sweatshirt one last time. That's all I was going to do. One last time.
So,
fuck.
So that's your black veil?
I can't even say anything tonight. I have no defense. My guy is gone.
Like,
let it all out. Let it all out. I'll be fine.
Oh shit!
Just dance on Sam's grave. That's fine, right? Just dance on his grave.
I love you, Jose. Holy shit! My microphone fell over. Fuck. Oh.
Brenda.
What?
Just call me Rose.
You're nicer than Rose, actually. Believe it or not, you're actually nicer than Rose.
God damn, my eyes are tearing.
That's right.
Oh fuck, Jose! Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
I bring the heat. I have to bring the heat. All right, Sam. Rest in peace.
Have a good night, man.
Night, guys.
Good talking to you, man.
Oh fuck, that was funny as shit. Oh,
I just get roasted on his calls now. That's it.
My eyes are tearing. Shit. All right. Oh man, we're gonna go to our good friend Tim. Tim, what's up, man?
What's up,
my
Tim?
God, Jose's a tough act to follow. Let's face facts.
He's funny.
Oh, but you know what? Dream big.
So Tim,
yo,
are you ready for the guitar challenge?
So ready. On Thursday, April 29th, we are gonna rock this place.
Way to hype it up.
There you go.
We are gonna rock this place, and we're gonna, you know what? We're gonna help Mr. Primetime usher in a new era, the Zach Wilson era, and I'm sticking to the Tim Mullins 4-year plan. Super Bowl in 4 years.
Oof.
4-year plan.
Because you know what? I think we got good value for Sam. A 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick next year.
Yep.
Good value for Sam. Built still cap space, building blocks, build through the draft. 4 years. By then, Tom Brady will be gone. And by the way, I gotta.
Yeah, and Josh Allen will be in our division.
He's in the NFC. Who gives a shit?
I gotta dream big. I'm dreaming big. But on Thursday, April 29th, no, me and Elias are gonna kick it live.
All right.
I'm excited for that.
So you're ready for the challenge. That's good to hear.
Yep.
Right before we take Justin Fields.
Yeah. So right, because you're doing a stream. That's Thursday, April 29th, right?
Yep. Yeah, we'll be live.
All right. Perfect. But anyway, but I forgot. Yeah. Listen to Sam.
I'm in for that.
I'll drink. I'll always drink to Sam.
To Sam. And you know what? To Mr. Primetime. Why not?
I'll drink to myself.
As soon as I heard about the trade, I immediately went to the corner store and bought beer. I've been drinking ever since.
I think we've all been doing that.
I'd be doing the same a lot more heavily if I didn't have work tomorrow.
Oh yeah, right. No, I'm done. In fact, we just got a cappuccino.
How the fuck you're drinking a cappuccino now at fucking 11 o'clock at night?
I just chugged like 4 tall boys. I got to stay awake for a while.
What do you got to stay awake for? Don't you want to sleep?
I don't know. Just the fact that I can get a cappuccino delivered, that's enough for me.
Why the fuck
you got it delivered?
What? What is going on here?
Well,
Wait,
no, my wife and I
delivered.
My wife and I have gotten late night snacks in this one place. This place Mochi. It's like rice cakes. Oh yeah, big time, huge.
Wait, they're delivering cappuccinos at 11 o'clock at night?
Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah, they delivered incredible cappuccinos, and it still even got the foam on it. Like that's how good it is. Like they're not just bullshit cappuccinos.
I wouldn't
like
sleep till like fucking Wednesday.
Oh, I'm not sleeping. No sleep.
Why would you not want to sleep?
I got stuff to do.
He's living the dream. That's why. He's
living the dream, man.
Let him live the dream.
But anyway, no, that's all I got, man. God bless Sam. But no, we're gonna
God bless America.
Yeah, no, we're gonna rock this place on Thursday, April 29th. Me and Elias. So it's gonna be sick. I'm bringing all guns blazing. I'm going cray. But you know what? I just want to know: do you guys offer any legal services? Because like I'm fairly sure that the neighbors are gonna call the cops on me.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure somebody in our chat is a lawyer at some point.
Perfect. All right.
I'm sure we'll get some donations to bail you out. So
I got this. I got this. All right.
We'll start a fund.
That's all I got, man.
Have a good night, man.
You too, guys. Thanks again.
Yep. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. So we got the guitar. We'll go to Mr. Kangaroo Man.
What's up, Darren?
You cannot call me Kangaroo Man anymore. After
that's right. He got replaced.
The genitalia fondling that went on in the chat last time when Jeff came on showing his 3 kangaroos. I'll show you a whole backyard, my actual backyard, not a park, my actual backyard with about 30 kangaroos. But no, the Flight Club, I call them the Flight Club now because everything that goes on the chat stays in the chat and everybody's fighting each other. So the Flight Club. So piss off with your Kangaroo Man talk. I ain't having none of that.
That's why I called you Darren.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate the respect you showed me there.
No, you're welcome.
I'm back in my helicopter too, Tyson. See? Waka, 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 waka. But no, seriously, I waited so long I forgot what I wanted to say. But first thing is...
well, first thing you guys say is you got to apologize to Cassandra for saying her name wrong.
I apologize, Cassandra. It should be Cassandra.
Wait, you just said it wrong when you said it.
I did it on purpose, bro.
I'm talking about Tyson. When you read the comment, you said Cassandra.
It is Cassandra.
What is her name, dude? How many beers have you had?
It's Cassandra. It's Cassandra.
No, it's not, bro.
Jeez. I always say Cassandra. Right, she says I say it wrong.
I know. Last week I said I was Team Primetime, but now I think I got to get off the. I got to get off the boat.
All right. So Darren, here's my first question. Here's my first question for you.
Yeah.
The compensation for Darnold. What do you think about that?
I think the fact that, in my opinion, that the Jets lost all leverage a few weeks ago. No. I think they got as good a return as what they could have got. Oh, I was sort of thinking that the most they'd get was a third. So to get a second, I think you got to be pleased with that.
Yep.
Especially because it was obvious that you've moved on. So anything you could have got, especially considering now that, as I said before, all the leverage had been removed, I think it was a good get. I give Joe Douglas credit. But the main thing I wanted to ring and talk to you guys about is I've been listening, to all the talk about quarterback and this and that, and people like to, especially with Zach Wilson, people want to say, oh, he's the next Patrick Mahomes or he's the next Josh Allen. And what people, I think, sometimes forget is the circumstances that those guys walked into when they were drafted. Mahomes walked into a playoff team.
Yep.
I think when Alex Smith was the quarterback, they went to the division, the championship game and just missed out. Josh Allen walked into a playoff team. Tyrod Taylor took him to the playoffs the year before. Josh Allen walks into a playoff team. Lamar Jackson walked into a perennial playoff team. And then you look at the other quarterbacks who have failed in inverted commas, Sam being one of them. The circumstances are completely different. Now, Patrick Mahomes himself a while back said that it took you up until this season to start reading NFL defenses properly. His inability, or not inability, but his learning process there was masked by great coaching and defensive stability and the overall success of the team. So Patrick was allowed to grow into that role. Obviously his natural talents allowed him to be able to, but he wasn't chasing 30, 35 point deficits every game because of the way the team was. Josh Allen had his inaccuracy issues. Now, the defense of the Buffalo Bills a couple of years ago allowed him to stay in contest. He wasn't chasing 30 or 35 points a game. So he was able to work through, excuse me, I almost died. He was able to work through those issues that he had with the team. Same as Lamar Jackson, able to work through his processing issues and his inefficiencies with his throwing. He's able to work through. The other guys didn't have that capability. And I just hope with two things is, number one, it's never going to happen because everybody does. And it's been mentioned in the show this week is that everyone's going to be looking over their shoulder. Comparing, let's say it's Zach Wilson drafted. Oh, well, Sam did this in his rookie year. Zach Wilson did this. You're going to be comparing, as you said, Tyson, a fourth-year quarterback, whatever he does in Carolina, to a rookie. And I just think that for everyone's sake, you just got to let Sam go and say, whatever he does, he does. Congratulations to him. Our focus is on Zach Wilson and his development and allowing him to work through whatever it is he needs to work through. And I think to pull the trigger early and be saying, oh, if Zach Wilson, if that's who they draft, is crap in his rookie year, then we've got to fire Joe Douglas because Sam Darnold won 9 games playing for Carolina. I think that's a short-sighted view. And I just believe that it's not healthy. I think Joe Douglas has now set the team on a path that he believes is going to get them to success. What I would like to see is what is going to be the Jets' identity. If you look at the successful team, they all have an identity that I said to you, hey, Tyson, what do you think the Chiefs' identity is? What's the Browns' identity? What's the Buffalo Bills' identity? Most people will be able to say within 3 sentences, they like to run the ball, then they pass. They pass, they rely on tight end, they rely on wide receiver.
Or they're physical or they're flash or whatever.
Exactly. Or they're defensively strong and their offense, plays off of that. I want to see what the Jets' identity is. And with this free agency, I still can't sort of see, like, have they gone defensively? Have they signed free agents that play a certain scheme defensively really well? Have they done it offensively? And I just hope in the draft that we start to see the Jets' identity start to poke its head out, because otherwise, whoever it is you draft, you're putting them on a hiding to nothing. And I don't think that's fair on the fans. I don't think it's fair on the club or the player.
No, you're making a phenomenal point, man. And right now, the Jets have no identity. They have no face to the franchise. They have no identity. We don't know what they are on offense. We don't know what they are on defense. We don't know who the superstar is going to be. We don't know anything. Like right now, he's like Quinnen Williams is the best player on the team. That's what we all think. And we hope for that. We have no idea what this team is. And like, Are they disciplined? Are they well coached? Are they explosive? We don't know anything, dude. And that's the whole process now. This year, that's step one. And you made a great point about like the Buffalo Bills. Like year one of Zach Wilson. Year one is like, all right, get used to the NFL, start figuring shit out. Year two, take the next step. And the Buffalo Bills, what they do? They went out over a couple of years. They got Stephon Diggs. They added all these explosive pieces around him where it's like, listen, we're going to make you a game-breaking, level quarterback. And the Jets got to do the same thing, dude. They got to keep adding all these valuable pieces while this quarterback develops.
Every single thing that they did around Sam Darnold, do the opposite this time.
Exactly,
around.
but they have to.
Yeah,
They have to. And for me, it's like, and I'll keep saying it. Listen, I understand the importance of defense. Defense wins championships and all the other fucking cliches. I'm giving every fucking playmaker possible to this quarterback. Every one of them.
Same thing.
I don't care if it's goal. Dude, I'm telling you, I'll lose 38-35. I don't care. I want this quarterback to be as successful as possible.
I think what you want to see, like if I use the three most recently big name quarterbacks that were drafted last year. If I look at Joe Burrow, because I watched him a fair bit, he was really good in the intermediate throws.
Yep.
So the Bengals coaching staff, that's what they allowed him to do and gave him free reign to do. They let him take his shots, but predominantly his success came from the intermediate throws and out to the six because he was really efficient at it.
Right.
With Herbert, they allowed him to use that arm. Let's attack deep and give him his shots and he was allowed to do that and he was allowed to grow into that. And with Tua, what they wanted him to do was to actually take those shots, but he was way too conservative, which probably stems from playing in Alabama and not wanting to make mistakes and having Saban, basically smack him on the behind for every, plus his injury history and all that.
Well, he's also scared of losing his job to Fitzpatrick.
Exactly that. So going back to, let's say it's Zach Wilson, I want them to say, this is what we want you to do, go do it.
Yep.
Instead of trying to, add too many layers, we want you to read defenses, we want you to do this, just go, hey, we're going to give you a simple, and we've all said it before, the so-called Shanahan offense, I think will allow the quarterback to make those easy decisions.
Yep.
And I hate this saying, he's a system quarterback. Every motherfucker is a system quarterback. They just so happen to be playing in a system.
Yep.
Like, what does that even mean? That's like saying, it's just those bullshit takes that everybody has. He's a game manager. That's the other one I hate. Of course you want a game manager. You don't want a guy out there just flinging from the hip.
Yep.
But anyway, that's my.
But the thing is like this: if you know your offense is a lot of rollouts and a lot of quick reads, and a lot of all this shit, you find a quarterback that is excellent rolling out and throwing strikes and get the ball downfield and make these quick reads and has the arm strength to throw it across the field and do all these different things. So listen, I completely agree with you, man.
I don't know why there's this fixation on a quarterback. Okay, so sorry that came out wrong. I don't know why the fixation is on a quarterback to play a certain way. If your quarterback does things great, make the system
around the quarterback
to allow him to do those things.
Yep.
Well, and allow him and scheme the offense to suit what your quarterback. Why make Lamar Jackson be a drop back passing quarterback as an example?
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
And that was the thing more than anything that drove me nuts with Adam Gase is that with all these players that he got between like Le'Veon Bell, Robbie Anderson as a great deep threat, it never seemed like he utilized these guys to their skill set.
In my opinion, though, and it stems from rugby league, watching rugby league here in Australia. It's a mindset. You have a player, whoever it may be, wide receiver, running back, whatever, that has a certain skill set. If you're a coach, you don't sit there and go, okay, I want Le'Veon Bell to be a predominantly pass catcher out of the backfield. I want Crowder to play on the outside. I want Mims to play on the inside. You coach your team, and I know this is probably, of course you do, but if you look at the poor teams across any sport across the world, whether it be soccer, rugby league, it always comes down to we are using our players in the wrong way. Every coach sits there and goes, I want to put them in a position to succeed. But then they don't fucking do it.
Yep.
Like, once they worked out at the Browns that Baker was really good at rolling out and passing on the run, we started having success. Because they went, we're going to make this guy fall back in the pocket because he's so bloody short. Let's do things to it. So if it is, and you know the constant, the 49ers are going to take Mac Jones. Good on them. Who gives a shit? or are the 49ers trying? I heard a funny story the other day, which now doesn't work out because Sam's been traded, but I can't remember who it was saying, but basically they said the 49ers are playing this game where they've gone up to number 3, but what they're really going to do is draft Mims and then trade for Sam Darnold on draft day, and they're trying to make the Jets think that they're going to take Mac Jones so that the Jets go, oh no, we don't know what we're doing with quarterback. It was so ridiculous.
Yeah,
and you said it in your video. You said it in your video a while the other day, Tyson, that this is the boring time of the season, so people have to make up as much. Look, I think just to end up, because I know you just want to go to bed, it's late there in America. I think compensation-wise, the Jets did well. I think for the organization, trading Sam gives them a fresh start. It gives them a platform that the fans can at least say, okay, show us Joe Douglas. And I also hope for the fans' sake, more than say the owner, but I hope for the fans that they give Salah and Douglas enough time to embed their plan. If they start showing, as I said before, what the Jets' identity is going to be moving forward. And if they do that, I think the Jets will end up, like the Browns are now, with a very, very positive outlook. Things can change, obviously, but I just think Joe Douglas, from a neutral perspective, there's things in column A which I'm like, what's he doing there? And then things in column B that I like. And this one goes in the I like this move. As much as I was team primetime and wouldn't have minded if they traded down, but I think it's the best move for the Jets.
I hope so, man. I hope you're right.
Darren, thanks for joining us, man. We appreciate it.
Dude.
No worries. Take it easy, lads.
Have a good night, man.
Have a good night.
That's going to be call of the week right there. That one. That was an excellent one.
That was a great call. I thought I was going to make it the whole show without going to the bathroom. But
I wish them the best. Hope the Jets draft well, whatever. But that may be call of the week, though. We got to get Romeo on. That was probably call of the week. So where is Rutgers at? Where'd he go? I'm looking at him. What are you, fucking sleeping, dude? What are you doing? Laying down?
I was watching the national championship. My bad.
Come on, man.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Woke up to some good news this afternoon. At first I was confused because I think I opened Twitter and it was talking about, the Jets got this from a trade with Carolina. I thought we traded back from 2 and I started freaking out. And then I realized it was a Sam trade, so I was happy with that.
So what are your thoughts on the compensation?
I think it's great. I think Douglas has, pulled off another good trade where, there was only 2 teams really in on it, Denver and Carolina. Apparently we've been talking to them for a few weeks.
Yep.
And, where, some of us thought the compensation would be going down, where we're hoping maybe we get a 3rd. And then there's still some conversations of, if we get a 4th, do we still just take it just to make sure he's out of here and get something out from it? Yep. So for him to get, a 2nd, a 4th, and a 6th, the 6th is whatever, but the 2nd and the 4th, I like. And then I also kind of like that it's next year because, instead of having just a ton of picks this year, when you look at next year, where we have a lot of players on our roster right now where you don't exactly know where they fit in, will they fit in, and with other picks we'll be able to have a clearer picture of what we want to do with that 2nd round pick, at least, and that 4th round pick next year. Whether some of the guys who are still here get extended and then we don't have to fill those holes. And then, you know what I mean?
You may know what our offense and defense is next year too, what the hell we're actually doing, as opposed to a lot of moving parts right now too. So
yep. I think if we're looking at the draft,
how you doing, Prime Time, all right?
Hanging in there, man.
All right, it's good to see you.
Rough day.
We knew it was coming. It's not that. It couldn't have been that rough.
That's the thing. At least I had the last 2 weeks to kind of prepare me. All the talk about Zach Wilson, over the last few weeks, I pretty much accepted it at this point, so it didn't hit as hard. But the shock of it, once you actually see it on your
Rutgers
phone,
was smiling when he first came on.
I bet he was.
He was smiling, dude. He was sleeping, but he was smiling.
I wasn't sleeping. I was watching the game.
What's the score of the game?
75-59. Baylor up.
Oof.
They've been killing him.
Wow.
7 minutes left. So with the draft, I think I disagree with some of the things we've been saying tonight. What?
What are you disagreeing with? How dare you disagree with our callers?
I would go offense, but I think I'd like to weigh value. Where at 23, if we look at the line,
okay, I got a question then. because before you go into this,
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on the offensive line and Joe Douglas? Do you think he's saying, you know what, rookie quarterback, I want to have a veteran offensive line in front of him?
I really have no idea. I definitely think we're going to attack the line in the draft. I think that's got to be the plan. I think that's the only plan that makes sense from what's happened, from what we've done, from what we've seen. Like you can't have both. The guards that we had last year, Van Roden and what's the other name? It's slipping my mind.
Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis. You can't have both of them starting next year.
I already disagree with you, and I don't like disagreeing with you, but I already disagree with you because you're
Why?
saying that's the only plan that makes sense. Well, then, if that's the case, then I would have been free agency should have been an option then.
I mean, unless you're planning to draft someone. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying to me, what makes sense is drafting a lineman. When you think this draft class has good guards, would you draft them?
Why do I have to fight with him now?
Well, why are you fighting with me?
Because you're going to say going into free agency, the only plan that made sense to you is just go to the draft and address it there.
No, I'm not saying go into free agency. I'm saying from where I see where we're at right now, with
right?
What we didn't do in free agency. The plan that makes sense to me is that we're going to draft a guard.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying go into free agency. I was sitting there like, hey, leave all these guards alone and let's just do whatever. That's not what I mean. I want to do.
So the plan that makes sense to you is you're going to draft somebody and like cut one of the starters that we have now.
Right now, yeah.
Okay. Prime time, your thoughts.
I think there's still a good chance that both guys get cut. I think it was Afram that was on with us a few weeks ago talking about the cap space. I think they saved some more money after they cut him after June 1st. So I think there's a good chance both still get cut. You still draft two guys fairly early, and then you pick up another guy or two that gets cut, from now until August, from training camp. Like there's always guys that hit, the waiver wire. So
weird approach, man.
No, I agree. I mean, with all the money you had to not prioritize at least one of the, top 7 or 8 guys that, have been either signed or traded, I think that was foolish, but you're kind of in the position that you're in now. You put your money elsewhere. So you go through the draft and hopefully you get 1 or 2 guys there. And then you kind of look at, who gets released from now until camp.
The whole meltdown with Alex Lewis the end of the year last year, like all the shit with the parking lot, whatever happened. Like, dude, how is he still on the team? Like, I don't know. Like his handling offensive line just doesn't make any sense to me right now. Like, I understand you may want to draft guys, but it's strange.
I mean, I think you also, I think it's kind of weird because with the whole cutting after, June, maybe they're waiting to evaluate everything. But, I'm pretty sure with stuff like that, you can designate that you're going to cut them and then just officially cut them because,
it's a douchebag move, man. If you wait till the draft to cut guys like Van Roden and stuff like that,
I think it's also kind of weird where, we're looking at these guys and they played so poorly last year that we went from, at least some of the fan base went from excited to have them to just like get them the fuck out now.
Yep.
I
think there's a lot of guys on the roster right now that we really don't know what they are just because they literally have not exactly. I mean, it's not just about Sam Darnold for me. Like it's literally the entire team. We don't know what a lot of these guys could be with a competent coaching staff and good play calling.
Yep. Terribly coached from top to bottom. The only competent coach we really had was our special teams coach. And that's
yeah.
Yeah, but the other thing is, but you got to keep in mind, we don't even know what Cam Clark is. We don't know what James Morgan is. They didn't even fucking play last year. I mean, especially Clark, dude. Clark bothers me the most because, like, you're wondering what you have in the offensive line. You have a guy in a lost season that played no reps. That's insanity.
The James Morgan thing kind of is confusing to me because I don't remember where I heard it, but I heard a thing about basically the reason they drafted him was one because Gase really loved him. And apparently he was like he's supposed to be like a smart quarterback where, they didn't expect him to really play. But, he was like very smart where I think when he was at college, they said he was
a 4th round pick on a guy that's not going to play.
That's what I'm saying.
That'd be crazy.
It doesn't make sense. But, that's like Patriots moves where they kept drafting quarterbacks while they had Brady. They drafted 10 dudes while they had Brady. And apparently when he was in college, he used to work out plays with his receivers in practice and then go to the coaches and be like, hey, let's run this in the game and add this to the playbook. And he was that type of brain. And Gase was.
Dude, the fact that he was not even dressed for a good portion of the games last year speaks volumes of where he's at in his career.
Yeah, I don't know why we really made that pick. But on this year's draft, I think we're at 23, unless really like Elijah Vera Tucker falls. I don't know if I'd really take a lineman with that pick. I mean, it's kind of hard to say because, a lot of linemen we see, and a lot of linemen people want us to take there, I think a lot of them would be kind of massive reaches. We hope that. I mean, obviously, you don't care about a reach if it works out, but at the same time.
So, if there's a guy that you target, are you willing to trade up?
Yeah, I would hope he would be willing to trade up. If Elijah Vera Tucker starts falling, and we trade up 2, 3, 4 spots to get him, I would be overjoyed because he would fit perfectly into our scheme. Some of the linemen where people target. I think one of the guards from Alabama, he's a huge dude. He doesn't really fit into our blocking scheme where he's more power and he's not fast. So where pull blocking and getting wide and really helping on the runs, he wouldn't be able to do that kind of stuff. Where you need someone more mobile. So I think that's something you also got to look at when you're looking at those stuff. So I think if he's not there at 23, I would probably look for a cornerback. Newsome would fit into our scheme really well. I think if Farley falls, you can't really pass on him and I know we want to take offense and really help, but I think reaching on offense versus getting a potential real game changer in the secondary which could be huge for the future. I think that's not something we really should do. Where I want to build the best team as possible for our quarterback this year, but we also have to build thinking about next year. Where you see a lot of fans like they wanted to go out for some like the huger free agents, and spend a lot of money and this and that. But we really have to think that the way we're going forward for this team it's a year by year process, and every year if we're adding 5 to 6 guys who can play, 5 or 6 guys who can play, like really play, like on top of the guys we already have. Literally by year 3, 4, we'll be playoff Super Bowl contenders, hopefully, if our quarterback works out. And, I think if our quarterback doesn't work out, which I don't even want to talk about that stuff, but I don't think the coach is definitely going to be. I mean, I don't think Douglas is definitely going to be fired because, I know.
Let's just talk positive.
Well, no, I'm just saying positively. I'm saying positivity in a positive sense. There's some GMs who, as of late, have made some bad picks and are still there. Ryan Pace drafted Trubisky. He's on his last legs, but he had a chance. The GMs of both the Titans and the Buccaneers, who took quarterbacks Mariota and Winston same year, both built good teams. Their quarterbacks are gone. Buccaneers GM is not going to get fired anytime soon now. I mean, Tom Brady landed into his lap. But I'm saying, if Douglas misses on the quarterback, which I don't even want to think about, but builds an amazing roster, I think that's a situation where, he wouldn't end up getting moved, and we just hope that he could find someone to fill the spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down that path where I hope Douglas can build a good roster and Zach Wilson or whoever else plays well too. I'm just gonna try to embrace positivity for a while because I'm so tired of dealing with bullshit over the last God knows how many years.
I also I'm really hoping Jets fans don't get on the, if Sam Darnold's successful, don't jump on the bandwagon of we should have kept him, this and that, because if you look at the decision from our perspective, it makes the most sense to not with the risks and everything, and with a new coach, a new GM who did not draft the player, and then the contract decision. I think there's a lot of things to that
Here's
make
a question for you
moving forward.
Do you think in an open competition does Sam Darnold beat out Teddy Bridgewater?
I guess it depends on what you're looking for. I would hope so. But I mean, with Teddy, you're going to get probably more stable QB play.
I'm just asking you right now, going into the season, right now, say they don't get rid of Teddy Bridgewater, who wins that quarterback battle in practice? Bridgewater or Darnold?
And he beats out Zach Wilson.
What the fuck?
Wait, hold on. If we're gonna laugh at that, then hold on. If we're gonna laugh at that, then why are we scoffing at the idea of comparing Darnold in year 4 to Zach Wilson in year 1?
I'm not saying, but you're acting like
if we're saying Zach Wilson should beat out Sam Darnold, if we're saying Zach Wilson should beat out Sam Darnold, then it shouldn't be crazy to compare year 4 Sam Darnold to year 1 Zach Wilson.
You're saying your take was he should beat out Bridgewater and Wilson easily.
Yeah, he will.
And what is Sam Darnold shown to prove that he can do any of that?
I think he will.
Okay, but the reason you can't compare them is because they're really not situations that are the same. Where you look at Zach Wilson, even with us having a good draft, even if we decide to go for weapons,
Bridgewater's a better quarterback right now.
There is nothing we could do literally nothing we could do, PT, that would give Zach Wilson an offense that is as good as what Sam Darnold's will be walking into.
We're making excuses for Zach Wilson.
That's not an
Here we
excuse,
go.
that's
Here
a
we go.
fact. No,
These are the same Darnold. These are the same excuses I was making for Darnold before we traded him.
I'm not making an excuse. What about that was an excuse? That was literally a fact. That was a fact. When you're looking at what's happening, it's the same thing when people talk about Ryan Tannehill.
Hold on. What did Darnold walk into his rookie year?
What did Darnold walk into his rookie year?
Yeah.
A receiver who almost got 1,000 yards and then who never got close to 1,000 yards with him and then got 1,000 yards.
And that was his number one. His number two was what? Jermaine Kearse.
I mean, then his second year, his number. I mean, that was not even his number one.
Herndon was a rookie.
Okay.
Still didn't really have any running backs. Offensive line was still shit. Spencer Long.
Chris Ivory was
followed
better
by
than
Ryan.
Do we have to go down this path?
I'm just saying.
I mean, first of all,
I
love
don't
how
think it's
everyone calls
crazy.
Robbie Anderson. I love how everyone calls Robbie Anderson his number one when literally as soon as Crowder came in here, he acted like Anderson didn't exist. I mean, when the year they both played together, Crowder had 30 more targets than Anderson. He played 3 less games.
Well, yeah. Well, he plays in the slot. I mean, you target the slot.
Your slot receiver should not have 122 or something targets when your number one receiver is only in the 90s.
I mean, that was the argument though. With Robbie Anderson was he a number one wideout?
I mean, he seemed to be a number one wideout when he had over 100 targets.
Rutgers, I got a question for you, man.
40 yards with Josh McCown the year before.
So why
and
did
then as soon as he leaves Sam, he suddenly has a 1,000-yard season.
Or did he leave the Jets and Adam Gase? Was it a problem with Sam?
He wasn't with Adam Gase when he almost got 1,000 yards with McCown.
Rutgers, I got a question for you. Here's the most important question of the entire evening. Should we start a fund to buy primetime a Sam Darnold Panthers jersey? What do you think?
No, he's not going to be on the Panthers for long. So
he's going to be there for a while. If they're
smart. He'll be there for next year. They picked up his option, man. So he's
2 years. He'll be there for 2 years.
So should we buy primetime? So the question is, should we say now if primetime?
He'll be a Panther longer than Zach Wilson's a Jet.
That's false. So the thing is, if we get primetime,
why are you smiling saying that?
I hope it's false. I hope it's false. I'm going to put all these negative vibes into the atmosphere and hope that they all come out wrong. Just like
so Rutgers, you know what we can do?
It's the reverse of what we did with Darnold. All the positive vibes. Now we're sending out the negative vibes.
Yeah, he's a hater.
I ran out of positive vibes. I don't have any more.
If we buy him a Sam Darnold Panthers jersey, he could actually wear it on the show because it's not a Jets jersey. We won't pay any violation. So we could actually do that. We could buy him a jersey. We have to start a fund.
And I mean, if we
Panthers jerseys are dope. I'd
really gonna do this. Quarterbacks can look good without good weapons to enter the NFL. I'm just gonna say, Lamar Jackson hasn't had his receiving core.
We got breaking news here. Cassandra's gonna buy him the jersey.
Oh, thank you.
Don't worry. You have a
we really want to compare him to some receivers in his draft class. I mean, Lamar Jackson has had worse receiver room than Sam Darnold.
Did you just say that a quarterback can't be good without weapons, right?
Yep.
That's not the statement I said.
Well, what did you say?
I said a quarterback could be good even if his weapons are not amazing.
Yep.
That's what I said.
Okay. So there shouldn't be any excuses then for Zach Wilson.
Over time, over time. He's got to show.
That is not.
He's got to do what Sam Darnold didn't do. He's got to improve every year.
See, time out. What you're doing is you're flipping my point. You're trying to change what I'm talking about. No. What I'm saying is,
you got to understand. Don't give in to his bullshit, dude. He's angry. He's scoring. He's a Zach Wilson hater. This is what he is.
Are you trying to twist my words? That's not what I'm saying.
He does.
I was literally asking what you were saying.
No, I'm saying Wilson can be good with the weapons he has. My point is Sam Darnold is still sitting there with better weapons than Wilson. So if we watch an improvement in Sam Darnold, to me, what I will be seeing is something where unless Sam Darnold looks like the next coming of Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to see what I see in Tannehill, where Ryan Tannehill was an okay quarterback in Miami.
Isn't that part of Joe Douglas's job to evaluate? To evaluate that? I mean, that's not part of his job?
To evaluate what?
To evaluate the quarterback position and the talent that you have there.
Yeah, he is.
I can have this guy with
drafting a new quarterback
around him.
My time already started already a bit.
So that's what I'm saying though. Why is it unfair to compare these guys at this point?
No,
you're saying that the guy that you're drafting now is going to be significantly better than the guy that I had.
I'm saying you can also take into account the surroundings because you love to talk about surroundings with Sam Darnold. So why don't we talk about surroundings? Because Sam Darnold is going to be in a way better situation.
The surroundings never mattered when I was making the argument for Darnold, though.
No,
the surroundings never mattered. It's been 3 years. He's got to go.
The problem with Sam Darnold is the fact that he
we were
literally
doing so good for 2.5 hours.
Why did we
man,
get through?
man, what you're doing is you're literally condensing the argument into one
Not
thing.
bitter.
When Sam Darnold's problem wasn't just how he played, it was also the discussion of his contract. It was a discussion of all the different things where, it is a new coach. Does this new coach and this new GM want to hitch their wagon to this quarterback who they didn't get, who they'll only have 1 year to build a team competent enough to help him look like a franchise quarterback? Otherwise, they'll have wasted a year. He will walk for free because they're not going to pay him. And there's a lot more things than just Sam Darnold didn't have weapons, so he still can be good. That is not what we're looking at right here.
All fired up.
And that's all fair. But Joe Douglas is still sitting at pick 2, and he's making his decision to take his quarterback. So by not trading the pick for whatever number of first-round picks he could get and whatever offensive player he could get and whatever pick he lands at, he is saying that this quarterback that he's taking is significantly better than what Sam Darnold is right now. So I don't see why it's so crazy to compare what Sam Darnold does
he's saying that this team will not be ready to win a Super Bowl in 2 years. This team will not be ready to win. Even if you pick up Sam Darnold's option, this team will not be winning a Super Bowl in 2 years. So what you're going to be having is you paying Sam Darnold a big fat contract while you're still trying to rebuild a team, which literally does not work. I mean, Sam Darnold's
where else is Joe Douglas spending the money?
Where else is he spending the money?
Yeah.
He will spend the money in the line. He will spend some money on the defense. He will spend.
I thought he would have did that this offseason if the plan was to have a rookie quarterback.
Why would you spend all your money?
Why wouldn't he spend it on the offensive line if he's going to have a rookie quarterback?
Why would he spend all of his money this offseason before
I'm not saying spend all your money. I'm saying give your quarterback an offensive line.
He's going to draft the line.
Oh, simple. All right.
What do you mean? I literally there are more.
Why not do both though? You have $80 million. Why not do both?
Why not do both? I don't know.
Sign guys and draft guys.
I mean, we do have guys. We have 2 guys. Our center and our right tackle were signed by our GM.
How are we ending the show on an argument? How does this happen? Why did you fall into his bullshit, man?
I don't know. All I'm saying is this. We're looking at a guy who came from 2 organizations where they both won rings with a quarterback on a rookie contract. This is how they like to build. This is how they prefer to build. Where you're consistently moving forward with a guy who is progressing, and you have the cap fluidity and flexibility to do whatever you want with the roster. With Sam Darnold, we would not have that. So it is
with
more.
Sam Darnold, you would have had 7 first-round picks over a 3-year period. So the need to invest in free agency, I don't think it's as much as now with a rookie quarterback. You kind of need to hit on some free agents, I think, unless Joe Douglas is this draft guru and he's going to hit on all these mid to late round picks, which I hope happens. I mean, I think the safer bet would have been, and again, it's not even so much sticking with Darnold. 7 first-round picks, like I keep saying, it gives you a roster and it gives you options to do whatever you want to do at quarterback.
Okay, but also, I mean, then if you're looking at that, then you have a lot of players out there who are young and they still have to develop. And if that team is not good enough in time, you know what happens? Players start to leave. Hey, we can't pay Quinnen Williams. You know why? Because we have a bunch of first-round picks on the roster. Hey, Quinnen Williams is going to walk, right? We can't play all these other guys because once their contract comes up, what are you going to do with 7 first-round picks? You're not going to be able to pay those guys. So if in that little Super Bowl window, you don't win a Super Bowl, you know what happens? All those guys are gone.
Why wouldn't we be able to pay our draft picks? I don't understand that.
Do you know how much 7 first-round draft picks would cost 3 years down the line, 3-4 years down the line?
Wait, you're talking about after their rookie contracts are done? Like,
I mean, if you look at it, where we're not looking at that. First of all, first-round draft picks cost a lot of money. I mean, if you're going to stack 7 first-round draft picks, that's
over a 3-year period.
Okay, and Quinnen Williams' contract expires next year.
Yeah, and he was a top 3 pick. You're probably not picking in the top 5, top 10.
No, my point is you're going to have to start. There are guys on your roster you will have to start paying. There are roster decisions you'll have to make.
Right now, who do you have to pay on the roster?
You said 3. You said over the next 3 years, right?
No, I'm saying right now, as far as expiring contracts on the roster, who do you have to pay?
Quinnen Williams' contract expires after this year, does it not?
I thought he has 2 years left.
I thought next offseason that's when Quinnen's deal will be extended. We're doing an extension or not?
He has next year and then the 4th year and then 5th year option.
If we don't put an extension at next year, then it's going to be bad for us.
You essentially have 3 years left to Quinnen Williams. So other than him, I mean, who do you have to pay on the roster? That's why I feel like the quarterback decision, when it came down to like paying Darnold versus resetting the clock, I don't feel like that should have been the deciding factor. If you're saying Zach Wilson's the better quarterback, fine. Take him, kind of reset that way. I'd be cool with that. But like when it comes down to the contract being a deciding factor, I don't think that should have much to do with it at all.
Why not?
Because who are you paying on your roster right now? And again, if you're paying your quarterback, you're surrounding him with all those first round picks that I told you, because you traded down, you added those extra first.
Okay.
So the money that you're putting into your quarterback, now you have all these rookies on their rookie deals for 4 or 5 years.
PT, why do you look, man? I don't know why we keep going back into this circle. Look,
how about this? How about we just move on? We happily say we are all going to move on as a fan base. We're going to embrace positivity.
I'm ready to move on.
Oh, I'm being positive right now. I'm just having a conversation with my friend PT.
He's not your friend. He's angry. He's bitter. He's scorned.
No, we're friends. We hashed it out in the YouTube comments. We're definitely friends.
Oh, you hashed out in YouTube comments? Not tonight, man.
Nah, I mean, we're chilling.
I'm not stoned, man. I'm exhausted of these fucking Darnold takes, man. I can't take any more of them.
See, that's some bullshit from you. That's some bullshit, because you're the guy that tweets out, "Fuck Darnold, get Darnold out of here." And then somebody comes at you and like, "Oh, I don't want to talk Sam Darnold anymore."
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, bullshit.
Look, all I'm saying
you plant the seeds, and then when somebody picks,
I don't plant any seeds, man. I don't even have a garden.
I know how you work. I know.
All I'm saying is this. I mean, also, if he doesn't, even if you're, I mean, what with your plan, if he doesn't look good, then you don't pay him, and then what are you going to do with him? I mean, what are you going to do with your quarterback position?
All right, Rutgers, I got a question for you. Hold on a second.
You'd have every option on the table.
Great show, guys. What is one weapon you would like the Jets to get to be a go-to guy for Wilson Fields, like Hopkins for Kyler, Diggs for Allen?
Ooh.
That should be Corey Davis, no? They spend enough money on him.
The way our offense operates, you don't really need. I mean, it would be nice to have one of those guys, but I mean, who did San Francisco have? I mean, their weapon was like
Kittle.
I mean, that's a tight end who was taken in the 5th round, who's a blocking.
So you're saying right now you're comfortable with the weapons they have?
I think our offense is more of a scheme-based offense. If you can get players, if we can get our line to block and our run game to be decent and solid with a rotation, with the way we play with play action, scheming guys open with short passes, guys on the run, that is how our offense would work. I mean, I would love to have a number one receiver, but I'm just saying our offense can work very well with the 4 guys we have right now.
You gotta hope Mims really steps it up, man.
I mean, Mims is really the one who has to prove something, because we know Corey Davis is gonna be solid. We know Crowder's gonna be solid. We know what Keelan Cole can do, and Keelan Cole's can be solid as a 4th option. He can come out on the outside. He can come.
You got running back by committee. Your tight end position is a ghost town because you have no idea what the hell those guys are.
Yes, I did downplay Kittle. Kittle's a blocking tight end first who's receiving. What are you talking about? Watch the 49ers play. He gets schemed open.
Everybody's so angry. I'm going to bed.
You guys done? I'm angry. I'm just saying, we're gonna talk football. I mean, just don't come out and just say things because you can. You guys know what you're talking about. Like, I love Kittle. He's not one of the best receiving tight ends in the NFL. He's a great option. The offense works.
No.
If you put Kittle, if you put Darren Waller is a much better receiver than George Kittle. George Kittle is not even a great route runner. George Kittle, he gets space. Are you guys serious? Have you watched Kittle play? Kittle is a great blocker first. Is he not first a great blocking tight end?
I mean, I've always considered him a well-rounded tight end. He can block.
How was Kittle breaking a receiving record in yards when Travis Kelce is the best tight end we've seen? I mean, is Kittle as good as a receiver as Travis Kelce?
We know what we're gonna do. My recommendation is that you contact Let's Talk 49ers Radio and talk to them about it, because honestly, don't give a fuck about how good Kittle is.
Honest.
Look
at the things Darren Waller does in Oakland in that vertical scheme. You think Kittle's doing that stuff? No, he's not.
Here's a comment for you.
Come on, bro. Look, you guys can say what you want. I'm literally telling you. I'm giving you facts, man.
So wait. So if the Raiders got a phone call from the Niners, Kittle for Waller straight up, they're turning it down?
Who?
The Raiders.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
I would turn it down. He fits this. Waller fits the scheme much better. I mean, we saw Waller pound our whole team for like how many catches and how many yards? We couldn't put anything on him. We couldn't put linebackers on him. We couldn't put corners on him. We couldn't put safeties on him. They went to Waller.
That was our defense most of the year. Oh, man.
What are you saying?
Rutgers.
I was saying that was our defense most of the year. We couldn't cover anybody.
I mean, you think George Kittle is better than Travis Kelce?
Better than Kelsey? No. Better than Waller? Yes.
How would Kittle break the receiving record when his best season is 1,300 yards? Travis Kelce had 1,400 receiving yards last year. Explain that to me, please. Someone do that.
All right, I'm going to bed.
Bro, Kittle is a.
I like you when you're fired up, though.
Can you guys not see when a system works well? You guys acting like Kyle Shanahan have not been doing that for his whole career.
I haven't seen a good offensive system work well in years, so I don't know.
I mean, you guys are crazy. Bro, look, Kittle. I'm not saying Kittle's a bad tight end, but as a receiver, there are better tight ends in the NFL than him.
1,400.
How many better tight ends?
Watch them play.
Other than Kelsey and Waller, how many better tight ends?
Receiving wise?
Yeah.
The 49ers.
This George Kittle take is just this George Kittle take is just horrendous.
I mean, no, it's not. You think you really think
it's bad?
It's crazy.
It's bad.
No,
it's pretty bad.
Bro, okay. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna get some stats. I'm gonna come back because I think George Kittle's a great tight end, but I think as a receiving threat, he's not as good as those guys. He gets schemed open and he breaks tackles so well, so he just keeps running. Like when you watch the play against the Saints, where he literally carried Cassandra's team on his back. Cassandra's team on his back, where he just literally ran through like 5 guys. That is not a horrible take. We
just lost 40 viewers with your shitty takes.
I like your conviction with it, I know all about bad takes and having conviction with bad takes. I like that.
No. I truly believe what I'm talking about. He has good hands. He's a nice guy. Literally, you want to watch his route patterns. They're not amazing.
Rutgers, it was good seeing you, man. I appreciate your passion.
Great talk, man.
What are we talking about here?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to bed. You're absolutely right. I'll be up in fucking 5 hours.
I mean, put George Kittle on the Jets, see what he does. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Have a good night, man.
Have a good night, dude. Good talk.
Thank you guys for all joining us tomorrow night, 8:30. Adios.
Later.